Good morning, welcome back to Ponds Forge International Sports Centre, wherever you are. I hope you're looking forward to the action here on day 4 of the Aquatics GB Next Gen Championships. This morning we will have heats in the following 5 events. Men's 400 metres freestyle, women's 400 metres freestyle, men's 100 metres backstroke, women's 50 metres butterfly, and men's 50 metres breaststroke. Hope you've been enjoying the action already this week. We've seen some incredible swims. And today we are all looking forward to the start of the relay competitions. They will come in the afternoon. So we've got relays to come when so many swimmers will be taking part. But first of all, we begin with the men's 400 metres freestyle heats. And there are 13 of these in the morning session, 13 heats of men's 400 metres freestyle. Of course, for everybody, this is a chance to learn how to deliver at a championship level in a week-long meet. Hopefully get their preparations absolutely right for competition. So the first thing we're looking for any swimmer in any heats today is personal best times, because that is a huge achievement. Here come the swimmers for heat 1 of men's 400 metres freestyle. We have 4 swimmers competing in lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the swimmers are Jamie Curtis in lane 6 for City of Bristol, Lewis Jones in lane 5 for the University of Birmingham, Alfie Penfold for Crawley in lane 4, and closest to us, that's Max Davis for Worksop Dolphins. These 4 swimmers are para swimmers, and their classifications: Max Davis on the far side is an S8 swimmer, Alfie Penfold in lane 5, S13. And in lanes 5 and 6, Lewis Jones and Jamie Curtis are both S9 classification. So there will be points awarded at the end of this swim for each of these swimmers, and they will determine their rankings. So bear that in mind. Swimmers here are competing for a place in the mixed classification final. So all classifications will swim together in that final, and after 100 metres. Leading there is Jamie Curtis in 68.77 seconds. All 3 of these swimmers are capable of swimming under 5 minutes. If we get under 4:50, that is a performance for all 4 of these swimmers. So under 4:50 for any one of these 4 is a time to celebrate. It's Jamie Curtis, then Lewis Jones, then Alfie Penfold and Max Davis in that order at the turn. And at the next turn, we will be halfway through this 400 metres. The points, by the way, are calculated by awarding 1,000 points for the world's best time over the last 2 or 3 years. And then after that, all times are calculated pro rata against that. So a score of 1,000 points would be the best in the world. Measured against that, scores above 700 are very, very good. So bear that in mind. In effect, swimmers here swimming in 3 different classifications, and therefore 3 different races against 3 different world best times. So Jamie Curtis is going to turn first with 3 lengths of the pool to go. And Jamie's time there, 3 minutes, 0.03. I think we're going to be around the 450 to 455 mark for these four swimmers at the moment, unless we accelerate in the final 100. So I think everybody would have to accelerate from here to get around their PBs. It's worth pointing out that this is the first heat of the morning session. It's the hardest heat to get fast times in, notoriously. The very first heat of the morning before 9 o'clock. But look here, going now, Alfie Penfold is accelerating in lane 4. So Alfie now picking up the pace, and Jamie Curtis picking up the speed as well. Lewis Jones also accelerating. This is the final turn then. Alfie Penfold tapped on the back. 4:14 and 4:15 at that turn. Let's see if we can get under 450 for anybody here. Under 450 would be brilliant. And Alfie Penfold is coming away here. Alfie Penfold, he's got a PB of 4:44. It's going to be just slower than that, but let's get under 450 if possible. It's going to be very, very close. Alfie into the wall, and it's 450.55. Jamie Curtis 453.26, and Lewis Jones 455.85. Max Davis 457.15. All four swimmers will be pleased to be under 5 minutes. So well done everybody there. Confirmation now of the points scored there. And Max Davis was the highest point scorer, 695. Jamie Curtis 625. Lewis Jones 609 and Alfie Penfold 552. We'll be measuring those points against other para swimmers to come. All four of those swimmers, incidentally, will qualify for the mixed classification final with those points totals. So all four, they're qualifying for their final. They will swim again in the afternoon session. We have a slight delay while the officials check the goggles from the last heat. Visually impaired athletes have to wear fully blacked out goggles. Now we're good to go. And this is heat 2. And the swimmers in heat 2. 9 swimmers competing. On the far side, that's Bjorn Sebastian Ayen for University of Stirling. Then there's an empty lane. Then Will Nichols for Wigan Best. George Howard for City of Leicester. Jacob Thistlewood for Mount Kelly. Edward Gregory for Repton Swimming. Sean Mooney for Killer Wales. Leo Lee for City of Leeds. Daniel Saskus for Millfield. And Thomas Navarro-Barber for Portsmouth North Sea. First at the turn there was Will Nichols in 29.02. There are two para swimmers in this heat. They are in the outside lanes. Bjorn Sebastian Ayen on the far side is an S9 swimmer. And on the near side, that's Thomas Navarro-Barber, also an S9 swimmer. The other 7 swimmers in this heat are 13-14 age group swimmers. Daniel Staskus, 61.22 at the turn. And Staskus going out fast here. Staskus has swum 4:27 this year. Everybody in this heat's capable of swimming under 4 minutes 40. Staska's coming up to halfway then. The 200-metre mark, still leading. And Will Nichols in second place for Wigan Best. It looks like third at the moment is George Howard in lane 6. And then Jacob Thistlewood looks like he's next. He'll turn fourth. Just ahead then of Leo Lee. Then Sean Mooney. Followed into the wall there by Edward Gregory, Thomas Navarro-Barber and Bjorn Sebastian Ehn. Three turns to come then, 3 more turns as Staskus leads from Nichols. Staskus then 241.5, Nichols 243 at that turn. Staskus, very long stroke, looking very comfortable. I promise you, working very hard. Taking the bell then, final 100 metres, Staskus 3:15.85. So we could be looking at something around 4:23 here, maybe even a little quicker for Staskus. .423 would be challenging for a place in the 13-14 final. Staskus turning then 3:50.42. Will Nichols is actually closing in second place. Third at that turn, Leo Lee, then George Howard, Edward Gregory, Sean Mooney, Jacob Thistlewood. So Will Nichols could come through here. And Nichols looks like he's finishing the stronger. Now 4:23 or even quicker is going to challenge for a place in the final. There are no guarantees of final places at this stage. Let's see what time we get. Will Nichols 4:23.52. Daniel Staskus 4:24.46. George Howard 4:28.06. Leo Lee 4:28.27. So Will Nichols, I think, has got a chance of getting into his final. Now we're looking for Thomas Navarro-Barber at the bottom of the screen. He'll score 699 points with that time, 4:42.57. And at the top of the screen, very strong finish from Bjorn Sebastian Ehn, 4:46.19 for Bjorn. Bjorn scores 672 points. The 2 para swimmers from that heat will qualify for the mixed classification final. So Thomas Navarro-Barber and Bjorn Sebastian Ehn qualify. Will Nichols will have to wait and see if 4:23.52 is quick enough to qualify for the 13-14 final. We still have 12 swimmers to come in that 13-14 age group. So if Will Nichols can beat 2 of those 12 swimmers, he will be in the final. On we go to heat 3. Our swimmers in 3 are Rowan Brennan on the far side for Basildon and Phoenix, Mason Traynor for City of Leicester, Amrit Lally for Bexley, William Dunn for City of Leeds, Xavier Zurban for Biggleswade, Peter Fenson for Croydon Amphibians, Leo Craven for Warrington Warriors, Daniel Circuit for Basingstoke Bluefins, Daniel Lawrence for Guildford City, and Kasper Novosielski for Ealing. Amrit Lally turning first there in lane 7 in 27.71. Rowan Brennan in lane 9 on the far side is a para swimmer in S10 classification. So Rowan Brennan swimming for a place in the mixed classification final. We have 6 swimmers in the 13-14 age group here. They are lanes 8, 7, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So that's Mason Traynor, Amrit Lally, Leo Craven, Daniel Circuit, Daniel Lawrence and Kasper Novosielski. And we would probably expect 4 swimmers from this heat to qualify for the 13-14 final. I will keep you up to date with progress there. And there are 3 15-year swimmers in this heat, lanes 6, 5 and 4. William Dunn, Xavier Zurban and Peter Fensom. And it's Peter Fensom who looks like he's going to turn just ahead of Zurban after 150 metres. Third at the turn, Amrit Lally. Fensom and Zurban actually turning in exactly the same time, 1:32.84. At the next turn, we will be halfway through this heat. And Zurban and Fensom are still absolutely side by side. 8/100 of a second between them there. And now Amrit Lally has joined them. So 3 swimmers just 0.2 of a second apart at the halfway turn. It's Xavier Zurban in 5, who looks like he's just ahead of Peter Fensom, and maybe Amrit Lally in 3rd. Yes, just behind there in 3rd. But Lally goes into the wall very hard. Look at that. In the last 5 metres, he came through, surged through, and actually touched the wall first. The fastest time so far in the 13-14 age group, Will Nichols, 4:23.5. That's what Amrit Lally is chasing as we take the bell. 100 metres to swim. And 4th at the turn, Daniel Lawrence in the 13-14 age group. Daniel Circuit, also a 13-14 swimmer. And we'll keep an eye on who qualifies for that final. That's going to be the crucial information here. Amrit Lally looking absolutely brilliant. So it's Amrit Lally leading from Xavier Zurban and Peter Fensom. And Amrit Lally looking strong for Bexley in lane 7. He's got a personal best of 4:25.09. It's going to be a new PB this for Amrit, and a place in the 13-14 final, that's for sure. The fastest time so far from 13-14 was 4:23.5, so comfortably a PB, comfortably the quickest time so far for 13-14 swimmers. Amrit Lally's into the final. Xavier Zurban and Peter Fensom have to wait and see about the 15 final. Daniel Lawrence, 4:25.07. He will have to wait and see if that qualifies for the final. Rowan Brennan there, 4:33.21. Scores 658 points in lane 9. So we have 2 confirmed qualifiers for finals there. Amrit Lally, 4:17.48 will be in the 13-14 final, and Rowan Brennan will be in the mixed classification final with 658 points. Daniel Lawrence, 4th there. We'll have to wait and see if he gets in the 13-14 final. On we go to heat 4. The swimmers in this heat are Callum Davis for Ellesmere College Swimming Academy, Satoshi Bagga for Abingdon Vale, Alex Freeman for Morpeth, Finley Byrne for City of Liverpool, Mihailo Vukovic for Ealing, Tom Holtz, City of Sunderland, Benji Sutcliffe for Ramsbottom, Adam Gibson for University of Aberdeen Performance, Mark Liakis for Hillingdon, and Aaron Kane for Wickham District. First to turn there, Tom Holt in lane 4 for City of Sunderland. Second at the turn, Mihailo Vukovic. Swimmers here are in two separate age groups. We have two 13-14 swimmers here in lanes 5 and 1. Mihailo Vukovic and Mark Liakis. Everybody else in the 15-year age group. Maybe the fastest one or two 15-year-olds could qualify for the 15-year final. So Satoshi Bagga, 2 lanes from the top, coming into this race alongside Tom Holt at the 150-metre turn. Holt, Bagga, and then Benji Sutcliffe there. All within 1 second of each other. Callum Davis exactly 1 second behind the leader, turning fourth. Remember, lanes 5 and 1, Vukovic and Liakis swimming for places in the 13-14 final. Halfway then, and Satoshi Bagga will turn first. 2:05.79 there. Mark Liakis is leading the way for the 13-14 swimmers. He's ahead of Mihailo Vukovic. We have 3 turns left. And Tom Holt now coming to join the leading group. So it's Bagga, Sutcliffe, Davis, Liakis and Holt at that turn. These 5 seem to have opened a gap. We still have just over 125 metres to swim, so they will take the bell at the next turn. And Benji Sutcliffe is going strongly in 3, so to Callum Davis in lane 9. 100 metres left is Bagga, Sutcliffe, then Liakis. Liakis is on his way, I would say, to the final in the 13-14 age group quite comfortably. And he could even win this heat. He's one of those leading 3. On the far side, that's Bagga. Now finishing well, Finley Byrne in 6 for City of Liverpool. Last turn, Liakis leading, then Sutcliffe, Bagga, Holt and Byrne. Liakis pulling away here, and remember he's a 13-14 swimmer. He won a bronze medal already this week in 800 metres freestyle, Liakis. He's got a PB of 4:21, and this is going to be a new PB for our heat winner. Mark Liakis, 4:18.24, and he is the second fastest. So his age group, Mark Liakis qualifies for the 13-14 final. Finley Byrne, second there. That was a very strong finish from Finley. That last 150 metres, absolutely brilliant, 4:19.2. You'll have to wait and see if that qualifies for the final, but I would say it most likely will, but there are no certainties with that because we still have 10 swimmers to come in the 15 years age group. Satoshi Bagga will also be waiting to see 4:19.30 if he qualifies for the 15 years final. We are waiting for that result to be confirmed. It is only confirmed when you see the full results on the screen. So we are waiting for it to be absolutely certain, but we think Mark Liakis with 4:18.24 will qualify for his final. And here comes the confirmed results. 4:18.24. Mark Liakis is into the 13-14 final. Finley Byrne will have to wait and see. Mihailo Vukovic 4:26.81. And that will probably get in the 13-14 final as well. On to Heat 5. The swimmers in Heat 5 are Samuel Ruff for City of Glasgow, Ethan Dwyer for City of Liverpool, James Graham for City of Liverpool, Kieran Williams for Manchester Performance Centre, Harry Osborne for City of Sheffield, Alex Cantley for University of Aberdeen Performance, William Oxley for City of Leicester, Joshua Hutchinson for Woking, Frankie Zeital for Barnet Copthall, and Janos Shepperley for Team Ipswich. In this heat, we have two 13-14 swimmers in 8 and 1. Ethan Dwyer, 2 lanes from the top of the picture, and Frankie Zeital, 2 lanes from the bottom of the screen. And in lane 6, we have Kieran Williams, who is an S10 para swimmer. So Kieran Williams there in 6 will be fighting for a place in the para swimming final, the mixed classification final. Well, we have 5 swimmers then leading in this group. The 4 on the near side: Alex Cantley, William Oxley, Joshua Hutchinson, Frankie Zeital and Janos Shepperley. And in lane 5, Harry Osborne, as we come up to 150 metres. Oxley turning first, then Osborne, Hutchinson, Shepperley, Zeital. 6th at that time was James Graham, then Ethan Dwyer, Samuel Ruff, Alex Cantley. And remember, Kieran Williams in lane 6 is swimming for para swimming points in S10 classification, so may well also qualify for the mixed classification final. Halfway, it's William Oxley leading. Second place at the moment, Harry Osborne, and then Janos Shepperley. So it's William Oxley ahead of Harry Osborne, and James Graham now coming up into contention. 150 metres left to swim. Personal best times in this heat are around the 4:16, 4:17 mark. Anybody under 4:20 is going close to their best. Anyone who gets under 4:15 is setting a personal best. 100 metres left then. They take the bell. And Oxley, 3:10.15. I think he's got a chance of going under 4:15. It's Oxley then, Second now, James Graham at the top of the picture. Third, I would say, Janos Shepley at the bottom of the picture. And Alex Cantley in the middle of the pool is in fourth. Oxley 3:43.31 at the turn. And James Graham's coming through here very strongly in lane 7. But he won't catch William Oxley. Remember, Oxley's PB was 4:16.59, so that's a new PB. 4:15.41. James Graham finishing second. Frankie Zeitel, 4:18.16 will qualify for the 13-14 final. Ethan Dwyer, 4:20.96 will qualify, 97 rather, will qualify for the 13-14 final. So 2 confirmed final qualifiers there. In fourth place, Zeitel. And also qualifying for a final, Ethan Dwyer, who was 8th in that heat. So there you go. Zeitel qualifies for 13-14 years. Ethan Dwyer qualifies for the same final. Kieran Williams, 717 points, qualifies for the mixed classification final. William Oxley will probably qualify with 4:15.41. Those first 3 swimmers are all going to have to wait and see, though. Oxley, Graham and Hutchinson could all make it into their final. We go on to heat 6. In Heat 6, we have Julian O'Croy for Delting Dolphins, Romeo Ball for Maidstone, Ethan Knights for Team Ipswich, Lachlan Murray for Wickham District, Lucas Christie for Kingston upon Hull, Atai Parnes Molcho for Camden Swiss Cottage, Benjamin Pedergill for Camden Swiss Cottage, Corey Owens for Stockport Metro, Samuel Green for Bassett Law, and Thomas Rickles for City of Liverpool. First at the turn then was Atai Parnes Molcho in 27.86. In this heat we have 1 swimmer from the 13-14 age group, and that is Romeo Ball. And we also have 3 15 years swimmers. On the far side, Julian O'Croy, lane 7 Ethan Knights, and lane 0 Thomas Rickles. We would probably expect to get 4 swimmers in this heat qualifying for finals. That would be the expectation here. So those swimmers trying to get into finals in this heat are O'Croy, Ball and Knights in the furthest 3 lanes from us, and Thomas Rickles in the closest lane to us. Maybe the fastest 16-year-old would also have a chance of qualifying for the 16 years final. Parnes Molcho then still leading the way. Second then, Lachlan Murray for Wickham District as we come to the halfway turn. Parnes Molcho, then Murray, and then Pedergill. Parnes Molcho is actually increasing his lead over the rest with every stroke right now. $150 metres left then, 3 more turns. It's Parnes Molcho ahead of Murray. Pedergiel third. Julian Ockroy now coming into contention, and Thomas Rickles. They take the bell. 100 metres left to swim. And still, Parnes Molcho is swimming away from the rest. Parnes Molcho's personal best time is 4:12.71. To get into the 16s final, I think you want to go under 4:10. Lachlan Murray is in that same age group. So this could be a qualifying swim here from our leader, Atai Parnes Molcho. Personal best time of 4:12. If he gets under 4:10, he would probably be in the 16 years final. And he's going to do that into the last 5 metres then. It's a new PB. And Parnes Molcho, 4:07.90. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't qualify with that time. Lachlan Murray, we'll have to wait and see. Thomas Rickles in lane 0, 4:15.88. And that is in the 15 years age group. That's the fastest time by a 15-year-old swimmer so far, so he qualifies. Julian Ockroy finished in 5th place there, 4:17.01. So 4:17.01 for Ockroy, gets into the final. And Romeo Ball there as well in 8th place, 4:18.87, qualifies for the 13-14 final. On to heat 7. And the swimmers in Heat 7 are Frank Lamb for Millfield, Carlos Sierra Villegas for Chesterfield, Oscar Madrill, Isle of Man, Ernest Darkin, Dulwich Dolphins, Joshua Drury, City of Birmingham, Martin Vermats, Camden Swiss Cottage, Jackson Crabb, City of Leicester, William Wilson, City of Leeds, Xander Tovey for Millfield, and Solomon Silverstone for Pembrokeshire County. Frank Lamb turning first there, 27.45. Ahead of Carlos Sierra Villegas and Solomon Silverstone. In lane 7, Oscar Madrell is a 13-14 swimmer. We also have in this heat 15-year-old Jackson Crabb in lane 3. We would expect both of those swimmers to qualify for their finals. And there are 16-year-olds here as well in 4, 2 and 1. Martin Vermaat in 4. William Wilson in 2. And Xander Tovey in 1. I would expect 1 or 2 of those 16-year-olds to qualify for their final as well. Carlos Sierra Villegas and Frank Lamb away from the rest. Will Wilson third at that turn, and he's actually swimming a little bit quicker than everybody else. Wilson in 2 and Xander Tovey in 1. Those two swimmers picking up the pace. This will be the halfway turn. Frank Lamb and Carlos Sierra Villegas together, 2:01.3, 2:01.7. And Martin Vermaat and Will Wilson. Will Wilson is in lane 2. He turned, I think, 4th there. And Martin Vermaat in 4, now starting to pick things up in the middle of the pool. And he's a long way down the field, but he's swimming pretty quickly now. Lane 4. Keep an eye. He is swimming quick now. And our first 2 swimmers are being closed down. It's Will Wilson in the yellow cap, 3 names from the bottom of the screen, who seems to be going quicker than anybody else at the moment. He's 4th right now. Coming up to the bell. Lamb, Sierra Vilgas, then Wilson and Tovey. And Joshua Drury in lane 5 showing as well. Oscar Madrell in lane 7. Looks like he'll make the 13-14 final with this. Jackson Crabb in lane 3. Also well on course for the 15 years final. Martin Vermaat in lane 4, I would say, is struggling to get into the 16 years final. But Will Wilson and Zander Tovey, our 2 leaders, are heading for the 16 years final with these swims. So it's Wilson and Tovey, and they're going to renew this rivalry in the 16-year final later. Joshua Drury also coming through. He's a 17-18 swimmer. So it's Wilson finishing the strongest, touching the wall in 4:09.78. That qualifies for the final. Zander Tovey, the second 16-year-old there, 4:10.94, also qualifies. Martin Vermaat, 4:17.57. And I think that will qualify as well. So those 3 16-year-olds should qualify. Jackson Crabb in the 15 years category, 4:10.41. Fastest swimmer in the 16 years category into the final, in the 15 years category. And Oscar Madrell, 4:12.39. He qualifies for the 13-14 final. On to Heat 8. The swimmers in Heat 8 are Robert Fenner for Basildon and Phoenix, Henry Gillam for Camden Swiss Cottage, Daniel Belsey for Hatfield, Tom Belt for Mount Kelly, Jack Bignell for Northampton, Harry Cox for Thanet Swim Club, Alexander Brown for Alnwick Dolphins, Henry Shepherd for Bromley, Oscar Bellinger for Plymouth College Aquatics, and Rock Vela Obiols for Millfield. And Henry Shepherd leading there. The swimmers here are in 2 age groups. Lane 8, 3, 2 and 0. Henry Gillam, Alex Brown, Henry Shepherd and Rock Vela Obiols. They're all 16-year swimmers, and we'd expect them all to qualify for their final. And everybody else here is in the 17-18 age group. Leading the way then in lane 2 at the moment, Henry Shepherd. And Henry is a 16 years swimmer. Henry Gillam looking good on the far side. And in lane 4, Harry Cox. Remember, lanes 2 and 8 here, Shepherd and Gillam are 16 year swimmers. Vela Obiols as well, also a 16-year swimmer, turning second in lane 0. Coming up to halfway, our 4 leaders. Closest to us, Rock Vela Obiols, Henry Shepherd, Harry Cox and Henry Gillam. Just behind them, Daniel Belsey. Robert Fenner, Oscar Bellinger, Tom Belt, Jack Bignell and Alexander Brown. We have 3 lengths left at this turn. So it's still Henry Shepherd. As we take the bell. Shepherd, and then followed into the turn by Harry Cox. Shepherd, 16 years swimmer. So we are looking now for 16-year-olds to qualify for their final. Henry Shepherd will qualify if he swims under 4:17.1. So I don't think there's any doubt about Henry Shepherd's qualification here. Henry Gillam in lane 8 looks like he'll qualify as well pretty comfortably. The fastest time so far in the 16 years age group is 4:07.9. And Henry Shepherd beats that, 4:06.13. So he's into the final. Henry Gillam, 4:09.27, will also qualify for the 16 years final. And we also look for Rockvella Obiols and Alexander Brown. Rock's 4:11.67 qualifies. And Alex Brown with 4:20 will not qualify. So 3 qualifiers there for the 16 years final. Henry Shepherd, Henry Gillam and Rockvella Obiols. For the 17s and 18s, they will have to wait and see. On to Heat 9. The swimmers in Heat 9 are Matthew Sawyers for Wigan Best, Oscar Gavell for City of Sheffield Swim Squad, Charlie Phipps for Millfield, Harry Chandler for Worcester, Matthias Christoph for Mount Kelly, Hao Shi for City of Sheffield, Zach Bourne-Whittington for York City Baths, Thomas Swales for City of Sheffield, Eden Rowe for Northampton and Michael Banks for Bromley. Charlie Phipps was first to turn. Charlie's in the 15 years age group. And we also have 16-year-old swimmer Zach Bourne-Whittington in lane 3. Everybody else 17s and 18s. After 100 metres, it's Matthias Christoph leading. Then Charlie Phipps. Remember, Charlie tried to get in the 15 years final. Zach Bourne-Whittington, 58.45 there, turning in 7th in the 16 years age group. Coming up to 150-metre turn. And it's Christoph, followed by Phipps, then Chandler, then it's Oscar Gavell, Thomas Swales, Zach Bourne-Whittington, Michael Banks, Hao Shi, Matthew Sawyers and Eden Rowe. And at the halfway point, it's still Christoph. And he's increasing his lead over Charlie Phipps. Phipps, though, 159.91. Zach Bourne-Whittington, 201.69 in the 16 years age group. So, Christoph and then Phipps. As we take the bell. Looking very good there, Matthias Christoph. Matthias, who won gold in the 200 meters butterfly already this week. Showing great stamina. 3:28.03 at that turn. He's possibly going under 4 minutes for the first time. His PB is 4:01. Gavel turning second, then Charlie Phipps. Charlie Phipps is going to qualify for the 15 years final. So, can Matthias Christoph get under 4 minutes for the first time? Yes, he does. 3:57.76. That's a great swim. Oscar Gavel, 4:05.76. Then Charlie Phipps with 4:07.63. He's the fastest qualifier for the 15 years final. He'll be on lane 4. We have Thomas Swales there, 4:07.82. And Zach Bourne-Whittington, 4:10.28, finishing 7th there. But Zach is a 16 years swimmer. And he qualifies for the 16-year final with that time of 4 minutes 10. On we go to heat 10. In heat 10, the swimmers are Sam Brilker for Corby, Joshua Keogh for Bolton Metro, Daniel Payton for Tynemouth. Then we have the empty lane. And then it's Caden Frampton for Millfield, Hugh Mason-Williams for City of Birmingham, Aidan Anderson for University of Aberdeen Performance, Vinnie Owen for City of Cardiff, Joseph Hall, City of Leeds, and Connor Aspinall for Warrender Baths. Joshua Keogh turning first in 26.89. We have two 16-year swimmers in this heat. They are in lanes 5 and 3. Caden Frampton and Hugh Mason-Williams. I said Hugh Mason-Williams, excuse me, it's Aidan Anderson. So 5 and 3, Caden Frampton and Aidan Anderson in the 16 years category. And there will be 3 heats to come after this. Our leader, Joshua Keogh. So at 150 metres, Keogh then leading the way, 1:27.27. So that's around the 4 minute pace, and he's got a PB of 4:06. So Joshua Keogh looking good at the moment for a good time. Looking strong now, Hugh Mason-Williams in 4. At halfway then, Keogh 158.33, followed by Hugh Mason-Williams, then Vinnie Owen, Joseph Hall, Daniel Payton, Caden Frampton, Connor Aspinall, Sam Brilke and Aidan Anderson. Three more turns. Keogh would want to be around 2:30 at this turn to be on for 4 minutes. And he's just slipping outside that time. But Caden Frampton now looking strong. This heat doesn't look quite as fast as the previous heats. So I don't think we'll get anyone breaking 2 minutes. We come up to the bell for the last 100 metres. And it's still Keogh. Mason-Williams closed the gap over that last 50. Then Joseph Hall, Vinnie Owen, Caden Frampton's leading the 16-year-olds ahead of Aidan Anderson, who turned 9th. And now Hugh Mason-Williams finishing strongly. Mason-Williams, then Keogh, then Hall, Frampton and Owen. It's going to be in the 2:03 to 2:07 range for our first 3 or 4 swimmers. Look at Joseph Hall, City of Leeds, finishing very strongly in lane 1. He's coming right up into contention. Vinnie Owen finishing well too. It's going to be Hugh Mason-Williams though, who's got a PB of 4:04. 4:04.37. It's a new personal best for Hugh. Joshua Keogh 4:05.01. That's a new personal best. Great swim. Joseph Hall 4:05.45. That's a PB. Caden Frampton 4:05.97. Gets into the 16 years final with that time. Aidan Anderson finishing 8th there, 4:09.45, also qualifying for the 16 years final there. So Caden Frampton, Aidan Anderson, both into the 16 years final. Well done. The swimmers in Heat 11, Oliver Murray for Millfield, Dominic Workman for City of Liverpool, Edward Evans for Beckenham, Daniel Codaverde, Stockport Metro, Monty Smith, Wickham District, Matthew Warburton for City of Liverpool, Charles Kershaw, Swansea University, Ollie Lambert, City of Liverpool, Ethan Potter, City of Sheffield, and Finlay Richardson for Guildford City. Monty Smith leading the way. In this heat, we have 2 swimmers in 4 and 3 in the 19s and overs category, Matthew Warburton and Charles Kershaw. Everybody else in the 17s and 18s. And we would expect 3 or 4 swimmers from the 17s, 18s to qualify for their final in this heat. Monty Smith is the leader of those 17, 18 swimmers. Oliver Murray second, also 17-18 swimmer, and Edward Evans. Dominic Workman 4th at the turn, also 17-18 swimmer. So our leading 4 here fighting for a place in their final. It's Monty Smith and Oliver Murray leading the way, with Edward Evans just behind. Look at that, 8 swimmers under 130 for 150 metres. So these swimmers, the lead swimmers, are around the 4-minute pace. So far, we've only had one swimmer under 4 minutes, Matthias Christoph. And his time of 3:57.8 could make it into the 17-18 final as things stand. Oliver Murray now leading, ahead of Monty Smith. And Edward Evans looks like he has put his foot on the gas. Three lengths to go. Murray increased his lead over that last 50 metres. And Edward Evans is definitely closing in third place. They will take the bell with 100 metres left. Murray, 2:59.37. It's right hovering around that 4-minute pace then for Murray. Murray's going to qualify for his final with this. Monty Smith, I would think, will qualify as well, and probably Edward Evans. The first 3 swimmers in this heat likely to get into the 17s-18s final. Murray, 3:30.03. He needs a really strong final 50 to get under 4 minutes now. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Oliver Murray's personal best is 4:03.72. He's going to beat that. Is it going to be a first swim under 4 minutes for Oliver? It's going to be very, very close. Into the wall then. And it is 3:59.92. Dominic Workman second, Edward Evans third. 4:02, 4:03. Those first 3 swimmers all qualifying for their final. Monty Smith, 4:03.25. He will have to wait and see. So Oliver Murray, Dominic Workman, Edward Evans all qualifying for the 17-18 final. Monty Smith most likely qualifies as well, but it's not confirmed at this point. 2 heats left. This is heat 12. The swimmers in Heat 12. Leo Talbot for Bolton Metro. Samuel Cook for the University of Birmingham. Lucas Gallant-Dracy for Mount Kelly. Maxwell Adams for Wickham District. Freddie Ashley Sparks for Wickham District. David Annis, University of Stirling. Thomas Trebilco, Swansea University. Morgan Davis for Mount Kelly. Cameron Rapson for University of Stirling. And Scott Fleming for University of Stirling. 8 of the swimmers within 1 second of each other at that first turn then. Lane 5 is Freddie Ashley Sparks. We have one 16-year swimmer in this heat, Leo Talbot, in the far lane, lane 9. We have 2 from the 17-18s. They are Lucas Gallant-Dracy, who turned 5th there, and Morgan Davis, who turned in joint 8th. All 10 swimmers going very well at this stage then. Ashley Sparks, then Annis, Then Trebilco, Maxwell Adams, Samuel Cook, Lucas Gallant-Dracy, Leo Talbot, Cameron Rapson, Morgan Davis and Scott Fleming in that order. This will be the halfway turn. And it looks like we'll have a few swimmers who can get under 4 minutes. Those first three, Ashley Sparks, Annis and Adams, are going to be very close to that 4-minute mark. Three lengths of the pool left to swim. And it's still Ashley Sparks leading from Annis. Taking the bell, it's still Ashley Sparks. Ashley Sparks ahead of Annis. And they're both heading for the 19s and over final with these swims. Maxwell Adams looks like he might make the 19s and over final as well. Leo Talbot turning 8th there. He's on his way to the 16s final, 3:44.49. Morgan Davis and Lucas Gallant-Dracy, 9th and 10th. We'll keep an eye on their times for the 17-18 final as well. Into the wall then, it's Freddie Ashley Sparks, 3:55.68. David Annis, 3:58.42. They both qualify for the final. Cameron Rapson, 4:01.12. And that should qualify Cameron Rapson as well. So our first three swimmers there will get into the 19s and overs final. Have a look here. Leo Talbot finished 7th. And his time was 4:05.1. He's the fastest qualifier for the 16 years final with that time. And our 9th and 10th swimmers there, 4:07.2, 4:13.5. I don't think either will qualify for the 17-18 final with those times. Final heat now, heat 13. In our final heat then, we have Reuben Thomas for Mount Kelly, Aidan Turner for Newcastle Swim Team, Luke Moore for Loughborough University, James Froggatt, City of Birmingham, Luke McGee, Loughborough University, Harry Wynne-Jones, Loughborough University, Matthew Baker, University of Bath, Ethan Kelly, City of Liverpool, Donatas Stragasius for Chelsea and Westminster, and Jack Bamburgh for City of Cardiff. James Froggatt was first at the turn. He's a 19s and over swimmer. In this, the final heat, we have 5 swimmers in the 19s and overs. Froggatt in 6, Luke McGee in 5, Harry Wynne-Jones in 4, Matthew Baker in 3, and Donatas Stragasius in 1. Everybody else in the 17s and 18s. We might reasonably expect all 10 of these swimmers to qualify for their finals. There's a chance, a very good chance, that all 10 could qualify for their respective finals. Harry Wynne-Jones leading. And if you were with us yesterday, you'd have seen Harry in the 800 metres freestyle, missing out by a fraction on a sub 8 minute 800. We would certainly expect Harry to get comfortably under 4 minutes. As we turn at halfway, Harry's time at the turn was 1:56.76. So it's Harry Wynne-Jones out in front. Second, Luke McGee, both 19s and overs. And with 3 lengths to the pool to swim, our leading 17 or 18-year-old is Aidan Turner in lane 8, turning in 6th there, 2:29.43. They will take the bell at the next turn. And for Harry Wynne-Jones, 2:57.42 is a pretty comfortable pace. I'm sure we'll see more from him in the final. He's well on his way to the 19s and overs final. So too Luke McGee in second. Luke Moore in lane 7. Third at the moment. Also heading for the final. Lane 8, Aidan Turner leading the way for the 17 and 18-year-olds, turning 6th, but Ethan Kelly is closing in. So there's a race here between 8 and 2. Lane 8 and lane 2, Aidan Turner and Ethan Kelly over the last 50 to be the fastest 17, 18-year-olds. As Harry Wynne-Jones glides into the 19s and overs final in 3:55.31, the fastest qualifier. Luke McGee 3:59.22, also into the final. James Froggatt 3:59.85 qualifies. Luke Moore in 4 minutes exactly qualifies. Ethan Kelly was the fastest 17, 18-year-old, finishing in 5th place there. And Ethan Kelly's time was 4:01.72. So in terms of the 19 years swimmers, the 19s and overs, Matthew Baker's just missed out on the final. Luke Moore qualifies, James Froggatt qualifies, Luke McGee qualifies, Harry Wynne-Jones qualifies. And in the 17s and 18s, Reuben Thomas misses out. Jack Bamborough also misses out there. Everybody else qualified for the final in the 17s and 18s age group. Our next event is women's 400 metres freestyle. This is Heat 1. The swimmers in Heat 1 are Lily Rice for City of Cardiff, Scarlett Humphrey for Loughborough University, Tia Johnson for Newcastle Swim Team, Rebecca Hardy-Bishop for Crawley, Amber Haycock for Northampton, Daisy Sian Palmer for Atlantis, Olivia Patterson for University of Aberdeen Performance, Stephanie Booth for Borough of Kirklees, Eliza Humphrey for Swansea University, and Imogen Dodds for Northampton. In this heat, we have para swimmers, Lily Rice in 9, Scarlett Humphrey in 8, Tia Johnson in 7, Rebecca Hardy-Bishop in 6, Amber Haycock in 5, Olivia Patterson in 3, Stephanie Booth in 2, Eliza Humphrey in 1, and Imogen Dodds in 0. And in lane 4, Daisy Sian Palmer is a 16 years age group swimmer. Out in front is Daisy Sian, 65.84 at the turn. So it's Daisy Shan out in front. And everybody else here swimming for points to qualify for the mixed classification final. And we'll keep you up to date with all of those points scored as we go through. Daisy Shan Palmer gliding forwards then. Daisy Shan's personal best is 4:38.34. So bear that in mind as we go through this heat. Second at the turn is Amber Haycock, an S10 swimmer. Also in the S10 category, turning third there, Tia Johnson and Olivia Patterson and Stephanie Booth. So second, third, fourth and fifth at the turn, S10 swimmers. And remember, we are looking for points totals for those S10 swimmers. And indeed all of the classifications in this heat. Daisy Shan Palmer is leading the heat. And at the next turn, she will take the bell. Daisy Shan with a PB of 4:38, remember. Let's have a look. .36, or rather 1 minute 12 seconds per 100 is Daisy Shan's pace at the moment. 3:29 then would put her around the 4:41 mark. So her PB's 4:38. She would have to pick up the pace a little bit now to get to that personal best time. Let's have a look. Has she picked up the pace? Look at the time here. 4:04.83 at the turn. This could be close to the PB. I think she's just going to miss it. It depends how much she's got left here, how much energy Daisy Shan has left. 4:38.34 would be the target. It's just going to be outside, but it's a great swim. Great swim. Well done, Daisy Shan there. In 4:38.83, half a second outside her personal best. So pretty much as fast as she's ever swum. Well done, Daisy Shan there. That's a good swim. Amber Haycock coming in now in lane 5. And Amber Haycock will be looking for points, scoring 684 with 5:05.47. We'll confirm that for you when we get the full results on screen, of course. 684 points. Next to the wall then is Tia Johnson, 5:21.82. Tia and Amber Haycock will both qualify for their final with those results. Olivia Patterson will qualify, 574 points. Stephanie Booth will qualify. Time there for Stephanie, 5:27.43. Lily Rice into the final, 5:28.59. Imogen Dodds, 5:30.97 qualifies. Scarlett Humphrey qualifies, 5:38.28. Eliza Humphrey qualifies, 5:46.55. And Rebecca Hardy-Bishop is going to score something like 530 points, I would imagine. 6:07.59. It's 535 points. She will be in the final as well. So 9 swimmers from that heat with their points totals that you will see when our result is confirmed in just a moment. And they all qualify for finals. Just waiting for the goggles to be checked for the visually impaired swimmers to make sure they are fully blacked out. That's always the final check in these heats. And the referee will confirm after that check the full result. And at that point, we'll be able to show you the full range of points scored. And bear in mind, when you see the results in a moment, Scarlett Humphrey in 8th place is actually the top point scorer in that race. Here comes the result then. So, Daisy Sharn-Palmer with the fastest time, swimming in the 16 years age group. And look at that, 8th place, Scarlett Humphrey, 686 points, the top scorer, 2 more than Amber Haycock, 684. All 9 of those para swimmers will be back for the mixed classification final this afternoon. On we go to Heat 2. In Heat 2 we have Maya Dodd for Bristol and South Gloucestershire, Elise Butler for Maidstone, Chrissy Gibbous for Barnet Copthall, Minnie Wilkinson for Wickham District, Willow Wright for City of Leeds, Alana Donlan for Warrington Warriors, Abby Bayton, City of Sheffield, Jessica Hoobury for Rotherham Metro, Ariana Reid, Haventon Waterlooville, and Rose Benson for City of Milton Keynes. The leader at the turn, Abby Bayton's a 16-year swimmer. Second there, Alana Donlan, is a 15-year swimmer. We have 13, 14 swimmers in 8, 7, 6 and 5. Elise Butler, Chrissy Gibbous, Minnie Wilkinson and Willow Wright. One 15-year swimmer in 4, Alana Donlan. And everybody else in the 16 years age group. For swimmers in this heat, we'd like to see under 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That would be a good swim for anyone in this heat. Leading the way in lane 3, Abby Bayton. And Elise Butler going well too. So Bayton in 1:37.43 at that turn, then Jessica Hoobury, then Elise Butler, followed by Ariana Reid, Minnie Wilkinson, Maya Dodd. They were the leading 6 at the turn. Bayton 2:12.64 there. Butler 2:13.94. They will have 3 lengths of the pool left to swim at this turn. So it's Abby Bayton, Elise Butler, and Jessica Hoobury, Ariana Reid, Minnie Wilkinson, Maya Dodd, Willow Wright, Rose Benson, Alana Donlan. And as we come to the the last 100 metres, the bell, we'll get an idea of what sort of times these swimmers could be on course for. We want to get as many swimmers under 4:40 as possible here. And I think we might have one or two PBs. Abby Baton looking strong now. Abby Baton's got the fastest PB of anyone in this heat. And she's going to be very close to it. 4:32 is her personal best. So turning there in 3:58. I think Abby is going to be going very close to a PB. Abby Baton in second there. Also is going to be close to a PB. Let's watch the clock then for our leader, Elise Butler. 4:32.95 is her personal best. 4:31.32, new PB. Abby Baton, 4:34.43. That's a good time. Minnie Wilkinson, 4:35.23, new PB, great swim. Jessica Hubry, 4:35.99, PB, well done. Ariana Reid finishing fifth there, 4:36.38. That's a PB, that's great. Maya Dodd, 4:40.18. Good swim that. Chrissy Gibbous, 4:45.8. Chrissy, look at that, 13 years. So too Willow Wright. And Chrissy's time, 4:45.80. Some really good swims in there. 5 swimmers under 4:40. On we go to heat 3. The swimmers in Heat 3 are Kira Johnson for Wigan Best, Maddie Markle for Guildford City, Casey Crisp for South Lanarkshire, Layla Jelbawi for Camden Swiss Cottage, Amaya Waters for Harrogate District, Lily Eden for City of Sunderland, Harper Aspinall for Wirral Metro, Dongi Vo for City of Sheffield, Evie Donaldson for City of Newport, and Alice Harper for Millfield. Evie Donaldson in 30.25 is one of 5 14 years swimmers in this heat. They are in lanes 8, 7, 4, 3 and 1. That's Maddie Markle, Casey Crisp, Lily Eden, Harper Aspinall and Evie Donaldson. The fastest of those 5 swimmers in this heat could get into their final. And Maya Waters leading then up 100 metres. She's a 15-year swimmer. And in the outside lanes, Kira Johnson and Alice Harper are both 16 years swimmers. And Maya Waters looking strong in lane 5. This is the 150-metre turn. So 5 lengths of the pool to swim. Waters, Harper, Donaldson. Then Harper Aspinall, Kira Johnson, Lily Eden, Casey Crisp, Maddie Markle, Dongi Vo and Layla Jelbawi. That's the order. halfway. And the leader, looking very strong, is Amaya Waters. 2:13.83. The gap between Waters and Alice Harper didn't change over that last 50 metres. Watch Alice Harper, they're nearest to us in lane 0. It's Waters and Harper turning very close together now. And Harper probably moving the quicker with 3 lengths of the pool left. Harper Aspinall in lane 3 is the leader of the 13s and 14s here. So Harper would be fighting for a place in the 13-14 final. We won't know for sure after this heat if she qualifies. There's the bell, 100 metres left. And now we've got 4 in a leading group. Alice Harper, Kira Johnson, Harper Aspinall and Amaya Waters. And Alice Harper looks like she is moving away. The final turn. Who's going to get to the wall first? It's going to be Alice Harper. 3:59.7 at the turn. We're looking for something under 4:35 then. Alice Harper's right on her PB pace, I would say, in lane 0. Looking very good. Evie Donaldson finishing strongly too. And on the far side, Kira Johnson finishing stronger than anyone else. It's going to be Kira Johnson to reach the wall first. And the time is 4:32.82. Season's best time for Kira. Alice Harper, 4:33.57. Season's best time. Evie Donaldson, 4:34.18. Personal best time. Harper Aspinall, 4:34.86. That's a PB. And she'll have to wait and see. But I think Harper Aspinall is the most likely qualifier. Evie Donaldson as well, the 4:34.18. So those two swimmers there, Donaldson and Aspinall, the 14-year swimmers, have a good chance of getting into their 13-14 final with that. But that won't be confirmed just yet. On to Heat 4. In Heat 4, we have Amelie Warts for Bristol and South Gloucestershire, Elizabeth Grant for Tigers of Jersey, Sophie Lane for City of Leicester, Isla Davis for Nofio Sirgar, Darcy Arnold for Leatherhead, Jennifer Walker for Bassett Law, Isla Coletta for Repton, Ellie Bath Werenalp for Chelmsford City, Esme Jones for Ellesmere College Swimming Academy, and Rose Lewin for Wickham District. Ellie Bath Werenalp leading. Second there was Isla Coletta, who's in the 13-14 age group. We have 3 13-14 swimmers in this heat in lane 7, 3 and 1. Sophie Lane, Isla Coletta and Esme Jones. And they could potentially guarantee their qualification for their final with their swims here. And Isla Davis, by the way, lane 6, also in the 13-14 age group. So that's 7, 6, 3 and 1. 7, 6, 3 and 1, all in the 13-14 age group. And we would expect 1 or 2 of those to qualify for their final here. At the turn then, it's Ellie Barth-Werenalp ahead of Jennifer Walker. Then Darcy Arnold, Rose Lewin, halfway. Barth-Werenalp leading in 2:12.17 and extending her lead all the while. Darcy Arnold in third at that turn is closing up on Jennifer Walker. So at the turn, with 3 lengths to go, Barth-Werenalp, followed by Walker, Arnold. Isla Davis is now the leader in the 13-14 age group in this heat. Esme Jones in lane 1 at the moment is second in those 13-14s positions. The first 2 13-14 swimmers will most likely qualify for their final. 100 metres left. Still Ellie Barth-Werenalp. Turning there in 4:23. And this is right on personal best pace for Ellie. So we could have a PB in lane 2. Jennifer Walker in lane 4 is second at the moment. Isla Davis leading the 13s and 14s in lane 6 and going very strongly on this last 100. Barth-Werenalp under 4 minutes at the turn. It's going to be very close to a PB for Ellie Barth-Werenalp. Watch Isla Davis as well in lane 6, who's finishing very, very strongly now. Barth-Werenalp's PB is 4:34.95. Let's get under that, get under 4:34. Rose Lewin finishing well in lane 0 is going to finish second. And for Ellie Barth-Werenalp, that's a new PB, 4:34.44. Great swim. Rose Lewin, 4:35.07, also with a personal best time. Esme Jones was the first of the 13s and 14s there, 4:35.58. And actually, those 13s and 14s are going to have to wait and see if they qualify. Esme Jones, Isla Davis not guaranteed yet a place in their final. On to heat 5. In Heat 5, we have Chloe Brotherton for South Tyneside, Nadia Olszewska for Barnet Copthall, Sienna West for Wickham Districts, Sophie Smith for City of Sheffield, Amelia Porzio for Putteridge, Olivia Knox for Wigan Best, Annie McLeod for Putteridge, Matilda Bassindale for Portsmouth North Sea, Lexi Mulcahy for Plymouth College Aquatics, and Annie Falkus for Morpeth. We have 16 years swimmers in lanes 2 and 8 here. Matilda Bassindale and Nadia Olszewska, who could qualify for their final with this swim. And in lane 0, Annie Falkus could qualify for the 13s and 14s final. So lanes 8, 2 and 0 looking for final places in this heat. The other swimmers are in either the 15s or the 17s and 18s. and they would have to wait and see if they can qualify with their performances here. Sienna West in lane 7 is the leader. She's a 15-year swimmer. And it's going to be West and Olivia Knox turning first and second. Nadia Olszewska, 16 years swimmer, in lane 8, leading her age group here. This will be the halfway turn. And it's Olivia Knox ahead of Sienna West. Then Nadia Olszewska and Annie McLeod. Olszewska leading Matilda Bassindale in the 16 years age group. Olivia Knox will turn first. 2:48.48, followed by West, McLeod, Olszewska. Remember, Annie Folkus, turning 6th there, is in the 13s and 14s age group. They take the bell, 100 metres left. It's Olivia Knox. Then Sienna West and Nadia Olszewska. Matilda Bassindale, 3:27.05, trying to get into the 16 years final. Annie Folkus turning 6th there, 3:25.41, trying to get in the 13s and 14s final. Olivia Knox going well. This could be close to a place in the 15s final too. Turning there, 3:57.38, Olivia. And this is going to be very close to a PB for Olivia Knox. Olivia's previous fastest time, 4:32.77. So can we get under that? 4:32.77. Into the wall comes Olivia Knox. Yes, it's a PB, 4:31.26. Nadia Olszewska will qualify, I'm sure, there with 4:33.80 for the 16 years final. Olszewska 4:33.80. Not quite confirmed, but I think that will be fast enough. Matilda Bassindale, we'll have to wait and see, but I don't think that's fast enough. 4:38.33 for the 16 years final. We also had Annie Folkus in that fight, in that heat. Here we go, heat 6. Annie Folkus qualified for the 13-14 final with her time in that previous heat. Here comes heat 6 then. The swimmers are Jessica Stafford for Wickham District, Mia Hawkins for City of Birmingham, Ava Halliwell for Wirral Metro, Summer Smith for Basildon and Phoenix, Ellie Lewis for Beckenham, Hattie Lever for Whitney and District, Alana Maddock for Eastleigh, Amelie Stevens for City of Birmingham, Elizabeth Warner, City of Leeds, and Alex Sherrard for Torfaen Dolphins Performance. First to the turn, Jessica Stafford, who's a 13-14 swimmer. Second into that turn, Ellie Lewis, 17s and 18s. Alana Maddock was third at the turn, also 17s and 18s. Three of the swimmers in this heat are in the 13s and 14s. That's Jessica Stafford in 9, Amelie Stevens in 2, and Alex Sherrard in 0. And we also have a 16-year swimmer, Elizabeth Warner, in lane 1. It's Jessica Stafford then, from the 13-14 age group, just ahead at that turn of Elizabeth Warner. And this will be the 150-metre turn, so 5 lengths of the pool left to swim after this. And the leader is Elizabeth Warner now, ahead of Stafford, followed by Ellie Lewis, Amelie Stevens, Hattie Lever, Ava Halliwell, Summer Smith, Alana Maddock, Mia Hawkins, and Alex Sherrard. Coming up to the halfway turn. And it's still Stafford and Warner out in front. Warner turning first in 2:12.3. I would say we're on for something between 4:30 and 4:35 for these lead swimmers. So Jessica Stafford at the top of the screen, 4:35 would get her into the 13s and 14s final. And Warner now looking very strong. Warner's season's best is 4:32.51, and I think we're looking at something very close to that. Jessica Stafford has also got a personal best of 4:32. We're right around that level. I'd be pretty confident Jessica Stafford is going to qualify for the 13-14 final with this swim. Alex Sherrard and Amelie Stevens will have to wait and see what times they post. Into the final turn, it's Stafford. 3:55.8 at that turn. She might get under 4:30 for the first time here. This certainly looks like a PB for Jessica Stafford. So, also coming through now, Ava Halliwell in lane 7. And finishing strongly into Amelie Stevens. Stevens in the same age group as Stafford. Stafford's going to qualify for the final. Can she get under 4:30? Yes, 4:29.41. Ava Halliwell 4:30.9. Ellie Lewis 4:31.54. Elizabeth Warner 4:31.92. Season's best time. Amelie Stevens 4:32.07. She qualifies for the 13-14 final with that. So we're looking for Elizabeth Warner as well in the 16 years. And Elizabeth Warner's time there, 4:31.92. She'll have to wait and see if that qualifies for the final. On to heat 7. In Heat 7 we have Holly Gent for City of Leicester, Amy Hempenstall for Guildford City, Lucy Hunter for South Lanarkshire, Rosie Grosvenor for City of Birmingham, Amelia Fenner, Basildon and Phoenix, Ellie McLeod for Woking, Tyler J. Thomas for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Anna Tyres for Derby Excel, Keris Griffiths for Pembrokeshire and Alana Henry for Killer Whales. At the turn, it's lane 8, Amy Hempenstall who leads. And Amy is in the 17-18 age group. We have 15-year-olds here in lanes 9, 6 and 4. Holly Gent, Rosie Grosvenor and Ellie McLeod. And we have 16-year-olds in 5 and 1. Amelia Fenner and Keris Griffiths. I should mention Alana Henry in 0 is also a 15-year swimmer. So 4 15-year swimmers in 9, 6, 4 and 0. The 16 swimmers in 5 and 1. And we also have a 13, 14 swimmer in lane 3 in Tyler Jade Thomas. We could get 7 of these swimmers qualifying for their finals out of these 10. And we might know whether they've qualified when they reach the wall. 5 lengths of the pool left in heat 7. And our leader is Ellie McLeod, a 15-year swimmer. So, Ellie coming into the halfway turn. And her split time is 2:11.30. Ellie's PB is 4:29.7, so she is on course to really blast past that PB. Amelia Fenner in lane 5, second at the moment, has a similar personal best time, and I think she's also on course for a PB. And Lucy Hunter in 7, also going very strongly. The leader then is Ellie McLeod in this heat, then Amelia Fenner, third Lucy Hunter, then Rosie Grosvenor, and then it's Keris Griffiths, Alana Henry, Anna Tyres, Amy Hempenstall, Holly Gent and Tyler Jade Thomas. Tyler Jade is 10th here, but she could well qualify for the 13-14 final. They take the bell. 100 metres left to swim. McLeod in 3:19.3 there, ahead of Amelia Fenner and Lucy Hunter. Ellie McLeod then, turning for the final time. 3:53.89. Ellie's PB 4:29.76. I think she can beat that here. Keep an eye on the clock then for Ellie McLeod. She should seal a place in the 15 years final with this swim. Ellie McLeod, 4:29.76 is her PB. Into the last 5. Can we get under 4:29 for Ellie? Yes, we can. 4:27.83. New personal best. Amelia Fenner, 4:30.59. And Lucy Hunter in 4:32.66, finishing third. Rosie Grosvenor, 4:32.90. And the results are confirmed then. Ellie McLeod with 4:27.83, qualifies for the 15 years final. Amelia Fenner, 4:30.59. She'll be in the 16 years final. On to heat 8. In this heat, we have Willow Kerr-Muir for Plymouth College Aquatics, Hazel Ann Carter for Wickham District, Charlotte Gower for City of Coventry, Lydia Shipley for Middlesbrough, Zara Kraviec for East Lothian, Rin Mayo for Camden Swiss Cottage, Iris Hurst for Warrington Warriors, Kate Roberts for City of Liverpool, Megan Thorpe for Winchester City Penguins, and Evie Cutter for Wigan Best. Turning first, Charlotte Gower in lane 7 in 29.91 seconds. We have 1:13.14 swimmer here, Rin Mayo in lane 4. We have a 15-year swimmer, Lydia Shipley, in 6. And we also have a 16-year swimmer, Iris Hurst, in lane 3. So lanes 6, 4 and 3 could qualify for their finals with these swims. Everybody else will have to wait and see with their times whether they will be good enough. Leading the way is Charlotte Gower in lane 7 in the white cap for City of Coventry. Lydia Shipley is alongside her. And Iris Hurst also in that lead group. These 3 swimmers in 3 separate age groups, 1, 2 and 3. Fourth at the turn was Willow Kerr-Muir. And then it was Megan Thorpe, Kate Roberts, Zara Kraviec, Hazel Ann Carter, Rin Mayo and Evie Cutter. This will be the halfway turn. And first to the wall in lane 3, Iris Hurst. Hazel Ann Carter in lane 8 is swimming quicker than anyone else right now. So lane 8, 2 lanes from the top of the picture. Hazel Ann Carter is coming back at everybody. Three more turns. Hazel Ann Carter, you'll see, is up to 4th now. And she's almost as quick as Iris Hurst. Iris Hurst is also pulling away, but Hazel Ann Carter looks like she could get into the top 3 by the wall by the time we get to the next turn. Lydia Shipley picking up the pace now. We'll get the bell now for 100 metres left to swim. It's Hurst, Shipley, Gower and Carter. And Carter now within a quarter of a second of second and third places. So 2 lanes from the top of your screen there. Hazel Ann Carter finishing strongly. Lydia Shipley picking up the pace in lane 6. Our first 3 now are Hurst, Shipley and Carter. They turn in that order with Charlotte Gower 4th. So we have a leader, Lydia Shipley, in the 15 years age group, aiming to qualify for her final with this performance. Lydia Shipley qualifies with 4:27.51. Hazeland Carter finishes second in 4:27.93. Iris Hurst finished fourth there, 4:28.28. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to earn a place in the 16 years final. And Rin Mayo in the 13s and 14s finished fifth in 4:29.82, which will get into the final. So Rin Mayo there qualifying in fifth place for the 13-14 final. Iris Hurst, 16 final potentially with 4:28.28. That will qualify. Iris Hurst does qualify. On to heat 9. In Heat 9, we have 9 swimmers. Jessica Corder for City of Salford, Martina Karabach for Camden Swiss Cottage, Emily Hughes for Millfield, Petra Varga for Wirral Metro, Matilda Boyce for Bracknell and Wokingham, then the empty lane. And in lane 3, Millie Threlfall for City of Leeds, lane 2, Katie Lee for City of Salford, lane 1, Jessica Lyons for City of Leicester, and lane 0, Phoebe Lawton, City of Coventry. We have Phoebe Lawton in lane 0 in the 16 years age group, Matilda Boyce in lane 5 in the 15 years age group. Everybody else in this heat in the 17s and 18s. Leading the way then in lane 5, Matilda Boyce. Second at the turn was Emily Hughes, then Katie Lee and Millie Threlfall. Emily Hughes in lane 7, now taking the lead as we come up to the 150-metre turn. Hughes and Boyce turning together. Boyce actually got her feet to the wall first. Third at the turn, Katie Lee, then Martina Karabach, Millie Threlfall, Jessica Lyons, Phoebe Lawton, Petra Varga, Jessica Corder. We're coming up to the 200-metre mark, the halfway point. Watching for the split times then. Matilda Boyce, 2:10.74. So we could be looking at something in the range of 4:26. And her PB is 4:27. Emily Hughes in lane 7, being pushed now by Martina Karabach in 8. Three lengths to go. Hughes, Boyce, then Karabach. Very little between them. 0.36 of a second between them at that turn. And Karabach looks like she is going past Boyce. So Boyce dropping to third. As we come to the 300-metre turn and the bell. Emily Hughes leading at the turn. And we're still looking at a winning time in this heat of around 4:26. We might even manage to go a little bit quicker here. Emily Hughes, then Martina Karabach, and then Matilda Boyce in third. Katie Lee is fourth at the moment. It's Hughes, then Karabach, then Boyce and Lee. And Emily Hughes looks like she's got the strength in this final 50. Karabach trying to hang on to that wave and go with Hughes. Hughes has got a PB of 4:24.52. It's going to be very close to it. 4:22.23. So that is a new personal best for Emily Hughes. Martina Karabach 4:25.21, also with a PB. Matilda Boyce 4:26.99. So Matilda Boyce qualifies for the 15 years final with that. Katie Lee 4:28.38. We're also looking for Phoebe Lawton, who finished 8th there, 4:32.38. And that will get into the 16 years final. So Phoebe Lawton qualifying for the 16 years final there. On to heat 10. In Heat 10, we have Summer Martin for Wickham District, Shannon Stott for City of Sheffield, Amber Hinton for Dumfries, Willow Harrison for City of Sheffield, Amelie Stevenson for City of Southampton, Millie Patterson for Swansea University, Erin Hawkins, City of Birmingham, Gemma Dilks for Tiverton, Ella Smith for Borough of Stockton Swim Scheme, and Alyssa Lowe for City of Leicester. Shannon Stott almost a second ahead of everybody else over that first 50. And pulling well clear in this first 100. Shannon Stott 2 lanes from the top of the screen there. In this heat we have Summer Martin in lane 9 and Amber Hinton in 7, who are 2 of the top 16 years swimmers in this event. So we'll be keeping a close eye on those 2 swimmers, Summer Martin and Amber Hinton, as we go. Shannon Stotts well clear of Ella Smith in second place. We're looking for lanes 9 and 7 as well. Summer Martin there turning 6th and Amber Hinton 7th. And they are trying to get into the 16 years final. There is one 16-year-old swimmer still to come in the remaining heats. Let's have a look at the splits here then. Shannon Stotts 2:06.72. And Shannon looks like she is going to head for a season's best time here. A season's best is 4:19.5, so swimming faster than at any point this year. Stop then ahead of Ella Smith. Stotts leading by 4 seconds. Stotts season's best 4:19.5 as we take the bell with 100 metres left. I think we're on course to go under 4:19. We'll look for Amber Hinton and Summer Martin split times here in 9 and 7. Hinton 3:21.25, a quarter of a second ahead. And I think Amber Hinton and Summer Martin are both going to qualify here for the 16 years final. I don't think there's any real doubt about it. So lanes 9 and 7, both qualifying for their finals, we would expect. And Shannon Stott into the last 50. 4:19.53 would be a season's best time. And it may well qualify as well for the 19s and overs final for Shannon Stotts if she gets under 4:19. Watch the clock then, 4:19.53 we're looking to beat for a season's best time. Well done Shannon Stott, 4:17.7. Probably in the final for 19s and overs. Second is Ella Smith. Watch lanes 9 and 7 here. It's going to be Amber Hinton touching the wall first, 4:28.02. Then Summer Martin, 4:28.64. They're both into their final for 16 year swimmers for sure. Ella Smith, 4:23.91 was the fastest 17 to 18 swimmer in that heat. 4:23.91 is the fastest time so far by a 17s and 18 swimmer. But she'll have to wait and see if it's enough to qualify for the final. So Shannon Stott's got a chance at the 19s and overs final with that time. Ella Smith's got a chance at the 17s and 18s final, but definitely qualifying. 5th place there, Amber Hinton, and 7th place, Summer Martin. They're both into the 16 years finals. On to heat 11. 3 heats to come. In heat 11, we have Elizabeth Land for Morpeth, Fruka Ludwig for Loughborough University, Sophie Dowding for City of Liverpool, Isabel Hall for City of Leeds, Talia Staines for Derwentshire and Gateshead, Heidi Corbett for Guildford City, Emily England Hall, City of Leeds, Francesca Harrison, City of Leicester, Alice Young for Leatherhead, and Edith Price for Mount Kelly. And in this heat, we have 2 swimmers from the 15 years age group. They're in lanes 6 and 4, Isabel Hall and Heidi Corbett. We have one 13-14 year swimmer in lane 3, Emily England Hall. And we have 17s and 18 swimmers in lanes 9, 8, 2, 1 and 0. So that is Elizabeth Land, Fruka Ludwig, Francesca Harrison, Alice Young and Edith Price. The fastest 2 or 3 17s, 18s could qualify for their final from this heat. That is definitely a possibility. Lane 5, Talia Staines out in front, and she is in the 19s and overs. Remember, the fastest time we've seen in 19s and overs so far, Shannon Stott, 4:17.7. Edith Price in the 17s and 18s turning second there. Emily England Hall turning 10th, but Emily England Hall will probably qualify for the 13-14 final. That's what we would expect with this swim, even though she's in 10th place here in the yellow cap on the right of the screen. At halfway, our leader is Talia Staines. 2:07.97 at the turn. Talia's got a PB of 4:21.64. Alice Young, 2 lanes from the bottom of the screen. Looks like she's up into second now. And either side of her, lane 0, Edith Price and Francesca Harrison for City of Leicester. It's Staines, then Young and Price with the same time at that turn, and then Francesca Harrison, followed by Sophie Dowding, Elizabeth Land, Heidi Corbett, Fruka Ludwig, Isabel Hall and Emily England Hall, in that order. They'll take the bell now at 300 metres. Talia Staines, 3:14.48 at that turn. Talia is right on her PB pace, I would say. Let's see if we can get a PB for Talia in lane 5. Edith Price now in second on the near side, lane 0. Remember, we're also looking out for times for Isabel Hall in lane 6, Heidi Corbett in 4, because they are 15-year swimmers, and Emily England Hall, 13-14 swimmer. So Talia Staines then, 4:21.64 is her PB. Edith Price is finishing even stronger. They're both going to be very close to lifetime bests here. Talia Staines, we're looking for 4:21.64 for a PB. And there it is, 4:20.11. Edith Price coming in second, 4:22.04, also with a lifetime's best. And Francesca Harrison, 4:23.94 for a season's best time. We're looking then for the 15-year-olds. Heidi Corbett, 4:28.46. 4:28.46 qualifies Heidi Corbett for her final. Isabel Hall, 4:31.21 will also qualify for her final. So the 15-year-olds there finishing in 7th and 9th qualify for the final. Emily England Hall, 4:31.84, also qualifying for her final. Edith Price, Francesca Harrison will have to wait and see with those times. On to Heat 12. In Heat 12, we have Molly Baker for City of Sheffield, Charlotte Surrell for City of Birmingham, Ellie Hull for City of Birmingham, Madison Wrens, City of Liverpool, Lucy Parsons, Loughborough University, Jessica Smelt, Loughborough University, Alice Forrest for Derwentside and Gateshead, Emma Price for Borough of Stockton Swim Scheme, Kerry Henney for City of Liverpool, and Freya Gordon for Hazelmere. At the turn then, the leader is Freya Gordon from lane 1. Well, we have one 15-year swimmer in lane 7 here, Ellie Hull. And it's possible with 2 heats to go that everybody in this heat could qualify for their respective finals. We've got 17, 18 swimmers in the 4 lanes closest to us. Alice Forrest, Emma Price, Kerry Henney and Freya Gordon. And everybody else in the 19s and overs. Lucy Parsons is the leader after 100 metres, 62.39 seconds. It's Kerry Henney now in lane 1, looking very strong. And in the middle of the pool, Lucy Parsons still up there as we come to the 200-metre turn. So it's Kerry Henney now from Lucy Parsons. And then in third place there, Jessica Smelt. Remember, we have Ellie Hull in the 15 years age group. And I would say Ellie is going to qualify comfortably, looking at her splits in lane 7 as she turns here in 9th place, 2:45.69. So Ellie Hull, the leader. And we take the bell next at 300 metres. And it's Kerry Henny, 3:14.44. Followed into the turn there by Lucy Parsons in 3:15.64. Ellie Hull in lane 7, turning 9th, but I think she'll qualify for the 15 years final. We're looking at Kerry Henny now, leading the way, 2 lanes from the bottom of the picture. So, Kerry turning first. And if anything, she's getting a little bit quicker. Kerry's got a season's best of 4:21.29. We've already seen her win a bronze medal this week in the 1500 metres freestyle. Let's see if we can get a season's best here for Kerry Henny. 4:21.29, leading this heat. 1 heat still to come. Kerry Henny, 4:21.29 would be a season's best. Into the wall then. And she does beat that season's best time, 4:19.65. Lucy Parsons finishing second in 4:20.41. And Ellie Hull, 4:25.91, qualifies for the 15 years final. So that's Ellie Hull finishing 8th in that heat. Ellie Hull qualifies for the 15 years final. Looking at the results there then, Kerry Henny, 4:19.65. She'll be in the final for 17s and 18s. Alice Forrest for Derwent's side and Gateshead there may also qualify. On to heat 13, the final heat. In the final heat, we have Amy Monks for Swansea University, Jasmine Hall for Basildon and Phoenix, Phoebe Arbuckle for Warren de Baths, Jessica Podger for University of Bath, Abby Roscoe for Wirral Metro, Sophie Benn for Mount Kelly, Emily Johnson for University of Bath, Rose O'Brien for Portsmouth North Sea, Grace Cummings for Thanet, and Ava Cook for City of Sheffield Swim Squad. First to turn, Sophie Benn, and Sophie's in the 19s and overs. We have Jasmine Hall in lane 8 in the 16 years age group. We have Rose O'Brien in lane 2 in the 15 years age group. We have 17-18 swimmers in 7, 5 and 0. Phoebe Arbuckle, Abby Roscoe and Ava Cook. And everybody else is a 19s and over swimmer. So our leader is Sophie Benn. And Sophie was the gold medal winner this week already, you'll remember, from the 200 freestyle. Abby Roscoe in 5 won a gold in 17-18 years 1500 freestyle. And Amy Monks, who turned second there, was our silver medalist from the 19s and over 200 freestyle. We would certainly expect all of those swimmers to qualify for their final here. Coming up to halfway. 2:06.6 for Sophie Benn at that turn. The fastest time so far in the 19s and overs was 4:17.7 by Shannon Stott. So that's the benchmark Sophie Ben is chasing. Amy Monk's also in that age group, turning second. Third to turn, Emily Johnson. Then Jessica Podger. Abby Roscoe in fifth there, leading the 17s and 18s in this heat. And this will be the bell with 100 metres left to swim. It's Sophie Ben, 3:12.3. Looks like she's going to swim under 4:20. Amy Monks could also get under 4:20. Sophie Ben and Amy Monks then. The fastest time so far in the 19s and overs was 4:17.7 by Shannon Stott. And I think we're going to get close to that for both of these swimmers. They are both going to qualify for the 19s and overs final. There's no doubt about that. And it looks like Amy Monks might actually have a chance of winning this heat. Maybe not. It's going to be Sophie Ben, and it's 4:18.4. So second fastest qualifiers. Amy Monks qualifies as well. Abby Roscoe, 4:21.56. She's into the final for 19s, for 17s and 18s. Jessica Podger, 4:22.90, qualifies for the 19s and overs final. And looking further down, Jasmine Hall, 4:25.35 in the 16 years category. Fastest qualifier for the 16s final. Rose O'Brien, 4:25.51, also fastest qualifier for the 15s final. So many of those swimmers coming back for the afternoon session later on today. Lots of great swimming there. Our next event is men's 100 metres backstroke. We have 12 heats of the 100 back. And in our first heat, we will have 6 swimmers competing. In Heat 1, we have Kai Bradford for Killer Whales, Owen Johnson for Repton Swimming, Alex Jakovidis for Inverclyde, Gabriel Pereira Hill for Bexley, Mason Trainer for City of Leicester, and Jacob Wood for Gloucester City. We have 3 swimmers in this heat in para classes S9 and S10. So Kai Bradford and Jacob Wood, the outside swimmers in this heat, are S9 swimmers. Owen Johnson in lane 6 is an S10 para swimmer. And we have in lanes 5, 4 and 3, Alex Jakovidis, Gabriel Pereira Hill and Mason Trainer in the 13-14 age group. So those are our swimmers. A good time for anyone in this heat would be under 1:06. So in the middle of the pool here, we have Alex Jakovidis, Gabriel Pereira Hill and Mason Trainer trying to get under 1:06. And 2 of them get under 1:05. Gabriel Pereira Hill, new PB, 64.76. Alex Jakovidis, new PB, 64.95. Mason Trainer, new PB, 65.37. And then we look at the points that are scored as well for the para swimmers. And they may well qualify for the mixed classification final with these performances. Owen Johnson, Jacob Wood, Kai Bradford, all in the 600 to 614 area there. And they will qualify. They'll be back for the mixed classification final, all three of those swimmers this afternoon. So Owen Johnson, 604 points, Jacob Wood, 614, Kai Bradford, 610. They all get into the mixed classification final. On to Heat 2. In Heat 2, we have Bosco Wong for City of Coventry, Harris Kane for Sutton and Cheam, Xiaoqian Zhang for Louth Dolphins, Ethan Keane for Pennyroll Swimming Club, Cameron Vernkamp for Portsmouth North Sea, Dane Rawkins for Seven Oaks, Rafe Lawson for Berkhamsted, Rory Yarnley for Northgate Bridgnorth, William Higgs for Carradon, and James Ellis for Doncaster Darts. Lane 5, Cameron Vernkamp is para swimmer S14 classification. The other 9 swimmers in this heat, 13 and 14 age group swimmers. And it's Vernkamp leading in lane 5. Then in the 13s and 14s, our leader is in lane 7, Xiaoqian Zhang. And also going well in lane 0, James Ellis. Cameron Vernkamp then, he'll get points for this. 62.38 seconds. It's a new PB for Cameron Vernkamp. Beating his previous best by 3/100ths of a second. 723 points for Cameron. So he'll be in the mixed classification final. Remember, the other 9 swimmers on this result sheet are 13s, 14s swimmers. Xiaoqian Zhang may well qualify for the 13-14 final with 63.87. In fact, he will qualify. James Ellis qualifies as well with 64.51, and Dane Rawkins should qualify as well with 64.52. So I think 4 qualifiers there for finals. Vernkamp, Zhang, Ellis and Rawkins. Others will have to wait and see. On to Heat 3. In this heat, we have Jacob Thistlewood for Mount Kelly, Nathan McManus for Plymouth College Aquatics, Isaac Buchan for City of Norwich, Tobias Anderson for City of Norwich, Harry Swarbrick for Carnegie, William Grace Newcastle Swim Team, Aidan Moran, City of Sunderland, Rory McDonald for Guildford City, Jacob Pearson for Bristol Henleys, and Jason Lee for City of Birmingham. In this heat, we have para swimmers in lanes 8 and 7, Nathan McManus and Isaac Buchan, both S14 swimmers. We have 13-14 swimmers in 9, 6, 2, 1 and 0. Jacob Thistlewood, Tobias Anderson, Rory McDonald, Jacob Pearson and Jason Lee. And the other 3 swimmers, Harry Swarbrick, William Grace and Aidan Moran, are 15 years swimmers. Leading the way in lane 3 is Aidan Moran. And it's going to be a very, very close finish, this, because Moran's being closed in by Harry Swarbrick. Moran just gets there by 0.09 of a second. Aidan Moran in 63.26, Harry Swarbrick 63.35. Let's have a look at how many qualify for the 13-14 final with that performance. Aidan Moran and Harry Swarbrick, the first two are 15-year swimmers. Tobias Anderson, 63.4, qualifies for the 13-14 final. Rory McDonald, 63.63, qualifies for his final. That's 13-14s. And those two definitely qualify. Jacob Pearson, 63.82, will qualify as well for the 13s and 14s final. And of course, Isaac Buck and Nathan McManus there with those points. They're also into the mixed classification final. On to Heat 4. In Heat 4, we have Xavier Zurban for Biggleswade, Jude Gunner for Norwich Swan, William Larter for Sevenoaks, Thomas Stanimirov for Plymouth College Aquatics, Oscar Earthroll for City of Brighton and Hove, Isaac Mendham for Dunbar Atlantis, Andrew Noakes for Portsmouth Northsea, Matthew Turner for Warren de Baths, Jakob Cincio for Chelmsford City, and Thomas Rickles for City of Liverpool. First to turn in 4, Isaac Mendham, who's a 15-year swimmer. Most swimmers in this heat are 15-year swimmers. We have Jude Gunner in 8, who is para-swimmer class S14, and Thomas Stanimirov in 6, who's a 13s, 14s swimmer. So, in lane 9, Xavier Zurban finishing very strongly. He's a 15 years competitor, and Xavier finishes in 61.33 seconds. That's a huge PB, 1.4 second PB. Second there was Isaac Mendham in 61.78. Look out for Thomas Stanimirov here. 62.33 was Thomas's time. And with that, Thomas qualifies for the 13-14 final. And also qualifying there, Jude Gunner, S14, 694 points, qualifies for the mixed classification final. So 2 final qualifiers there, finishing 5th and 9th in the heat, Thomas Stanimirov and Jude Gunner. Well done to them. And we move on to heat number 5. In Heat 5, we have 9 swimmers competing. That's Joe Heather for Repton, Moses Lamb for Repton, then the empty lane. Then it's Jacob Bacon for City of Peterborough, Dylan Hill for Kingston upon Hull, William Davis for Newquay Cormorants, Oliver Finch for Chelsea and Westminster, Logan Day for Repton, Jacopo Agosti for City of Cambridge, and Thomas Hill for Newcastle Swim Team. Jacob Bacon's going to turn first in lane 6 in 28.46 seconds. We have one 13-14 swimmer here on the far side of the pool, Joe Heather. And we have 3 15-year-olds, Moses Lamb in lane 8, and on the near side, the 2 nearest lanes, Jacopo Agosti and Thomas Hill. It's going to be Jacob Bacon to reach the wall first, and Jacob finishes in 59.76. He's actually beaten to it by Oliver Finch. Great times though. Both swimming under 60 seconds for the first time. So PBs for Oliver Finch and Jacob Bacon. Both in the 16 years age group. Dylan Hill also in the 16 years age group. And looking there at Joe Heather, 61.67. He's into the 13-14 final with that. Jacopo Agosti, 61.26, qualifies for the 15 years I would expect. It's not guaranteed, but it is the fastest 15-year-old time so far. On to heat 6. In this heat, we have Julian Ockroy for Delting Dolphins, Ben Carlisle for Grantham, Harry Willis for Newcastle Swim Team, Thomas Dean for Bishop Stortford, Michael Banks for Bromley, Henry Foster for Redditch, Danny Barron for Etwall Eagles, Joshua Parker for Braintree and Bocking, Ryan Lau for City of Birmingham, and Noah Gambroudis for City of Birmingham. There are two 15-year swimmers in this heat, Julian Ockroy in 9 and Harry Willis in 7. Willis turning 6th there, Ockroy in 7th. And we have 16-year swimmers in 8, Ben Carlisle, and 1, Ryan Lau. Everybody else in the 17s and 18s. So leading in lane 6 is Thomas Dean. And Thomas has got a PB of 59.95 before today. He's beaten that, 59.08. Then Danny Barron, 59.63. First swim under 60 minutes for 60 seconds for Danny. Well done there. Ryan Lau recording exactly the same time, 59.63. Also under 60 for the first time. Ryan Lau will qualify for the 16s final with that. Julian Ockroy will qualify for the 15s final with 59.91. Harry Willis, 60.68. will qualify for the 15s final. Ben Carlisle, 60.70. He'll have to wait and see, but that will probably get into his final as well. On to heat 7. In Heat 7, we have Blake Herdman for Inverclyde, Tyler Spalding for Carnegie, Edward Henwood for Wandsworth, Ronnie Edwards for Rochford and District, Louis Harvey for Erith and District, Harry Robinson for Reeds of Cobham, Reuben Thomas of Mount Kelly, Dexter West for Pembrokeshire County, Johan Nils for Torfaen Dolphins Performance, and Harry Osborne for City of Sheffield. Harry Osborne's a 15-year swimmer in lane 0. We have 16-year-olds in lanes 9, 5 and 4. Blake Herdman, Louis Harvey and Harry Robinson. Everybody else are swimming in the 17s and 18s category. Harry Osborne in lane 0 may well be the only final qualifier from this heat. He's got the best chance. He's in the 15 years age group. As we come into the wall, it's going to be Harry Robinson, 58.88. Never under 60 before, Harry, and he's gone under 59. Brilliant, 58.88. Ronnie Edwards, 59.37. That's a good time. And we're looking out here for Harry Osborne, finishing 7th in 60.65. And that might not qualify for the final. 60.65. Yes, he does qualify. Yep, Harry Osborne is guaranteed a place in the 15 years final with that. So well done to Harry there. Everybody else has to wait and see. as we go on to heat number 8. In Heat 8, we have Callum White for City of Bristol, Carlos Sierra Villegas for Chesterfield, Jed Armitage for Highland Swim Team, Noah Cartledge for Biddulph, Henry Taylor for Stockport Metro, Elliot Hughes for Trafford Metro Borough, Jonathan Ireland for Maidenhead, Mason Amiri for Whitney and District, Archie Maguire for City of Sunderland, and Jack Smith for City of Birmingham. And in this heat we have 16 years swimmers in lanes 9, 6 and 0. Callum White, Noah Cartledge and Jack Smith. Also Elliot Hughes in lane 4. And we have 15 years swimmers in lanes 1 and 2. Archie Maguire and Mason Amiri. And Carlos Sierra Villegas is blitzing this. PB is 59.69. It's a 57.78 for Carlos. Jed Armitage, 59.58. That's a first ever swim under 60 for Jed. Elliot Hughes, 59.74. Right on top of his PB, Elliot Hughes there. Only 4/100ths of a second slower than his best ever. So for 16-year-olds there, Elliot Hughes was the fastest in 59.74. And 59.74 ties with Oliver Finch in a previous heat. You'll have to wait and see. It does mean there's a potential swim-off. Mason Amiri, 15 years there. And should qualify for the 15 years final with that time. On to heat 9. A starter asking the swimmers to stand down. There's not a full start. There will just be a technical reason to reset. So here we go. We have a second attempt at the start. And in Heat 9 we have Peter Artemenkov for Crawley, Joshua Hill for Royal Tunbridge Wells Monson, Jack Arnold for Mount Kelly, Elijah Dunn for Swindon Dolphin, Charlie Phipps for Millfield, Harry Langford for the Royal Score Wolverhampton, Oscar Winterburn Team Ipswich, Dominic Bartoletti for Epsom Swimming, Alfie Owen for Wigan Best, and Finlay Mooney for Gloucester City. And these 10 swimmers in a line as they come in to the turn. Wow. Separated by 0.42, all 10 swimmers at the turn. In this heat, we have a 15-year swimmer in lane 5, Charlie Phipps. 16-year swimmers in 9 and 2, Peter Artemenkov and Dominic Bartoletti. Everybody else is 17s and 18s. It's Charlie Phipps in 5 with Joshua Hill in 8. And I think Joshua Hill's going to get there first. It's Hill in 58.49, then Phipps in 58.72. 58.49 for Joshua Hill. That's a big PB. Charlie Phipps finishing second there. and comfortably into his final for 15 years. Dominic Bartoletti, 16-year, 59.51. He'll hope that qualifies. Elijah Dunn, a 15-year-old there, 59.61, qualifies for the 15 years final. Dominic Bartoletti and Peter Artemenkov will have to wait to be absolutely sure if those times, 59.51 and 59.76, get into the 16 years final. They probably will. On to heat 10. We're into the last three heats now, so circle seeded. We have some of the very fastest swimmers in the middle of the pool now. From top to bottom, it's Otto Segolini Bauer for Mid-Sussex Marlins, Stan Sawyer for York City Baths, Oliver Parry for Ramsbottom, Samuel Hall for Guildford City, Oliver Davis Tootill for City of Sheffield, Zachariah Dale for Repton Swimming, Finn Brookhoven for Loughborough University, Xander Tovey for Millfield, Hayden Sanders for Bromley, and Zach Sheriff for Wickham District. Joint fastest first 50, Zachariah Dale and Finn Brookhoven. We have a 15-year swimmer here in lane 1, Hayden Sanders. We have 16-year swimmers in 2 and 8, Xander Tovey and Stan Sawyer. The rest are a mixture of 17s, 18s and 19s and overs. It's Finn Brookhoven just ahead of Zachariah Dale then at the wall. Finn in 56.03. Zachariah Dale in 56.22. It's a season's best time, that, for Finn Brookhoven in winning the heats. And then we're looking for qualification times for other swimmers here. Hayden Sanders finished 8th. He's a 15-year swimmer, 58.57. And that makes him the fastest qualifier for the 15 years final. He'll be in lane 4. Xander Tovey, 16 years there, 57.19. Qualifies for the 16 years final. Hayden Sanders, 58.57 there. He gets into the 15 years final. Stan Sawyer, 16 years, 58.37. Also qualifying for the 16 years final there, Stan Sawyer. Everybody else has to wait and see as we go into heat 11. There are only 2 heats left. In this heat, we have Finley Bruce for Perth City, Ryan Close for Bedford, Ross Edwards for City of Cardiff, Benjamin Cross for City of Sheffield, Jordan McPhail for Edinburgh University, Toby Nakamura-Drew for Plymouth College Aquatics, Gideon Holinsky for Swansea University, Joseph Box for City of Birmingham, Nikolai Cisnet for City of Glasgow, and Archie Tebbett for Colchester Swimming and Water Polo. The 2 swimmers closest to us are 16-year swimmers, Nikolai Cisnet and Archie Tebbett. And we have a mixture of 17s, 18s and 19s and over elsewhere out there. As we come into the last 15 metres, and it's Toby Nakamura-Drew and Jordan McPhail leading. It looks like Nakamura-Drew will get to the wall first. And, well, Jordan McPhail is given first place, 57.04. We look for qualifiers there. Nikolai Cisnet and Archie Tebbets finished 4th and 10th in that heat. I think we're waiting for Toby Nakamura Drew's time to be changed there. I don't think his time of 57.91 is correct. So I think we might see the backup time used here. So when we get the result on screen, it will be official. And I just suspect that Toby Nakamura Drew didn't touch the wall to set the time correctly. And yeah, that's right. Toby Nakamura Drew upgraded really in many ways, but that's now the correct time, 57.07. So Jordan McPhail winning the heat in 57.04. Toby Nakamura Drew will qualify for the 17s and 18s final with 57.07. On to heat 12, the final heat. The final heat of men's 100 metres backstroke then. It's Oliver Baskerville for Hatfield, Martin Molnar for City of Cambridge, Martin Yankov for Repton Swimming, Benedict McCarthy for City of Cardiff, Gabriel Knight for Chelsea and Westminster, Oscar Barlow for Swansea University, Dominic Morgan for Swansea University, Jensen Owen for City of Sheffield Swim Squad, Mark Tomsit for Manchester Performance Centre, and Harry Cook for Aberdeen Dolphins. Mark Tomsit turning 5th there is paraswimmer class S14. Harry Cook in lane 0 is a 16 years age group swimmer, and everybody else a mixture of 17s, 18s and 19s and overs. Oscar Barlow is leading the way, and he'll qualify for the 19s and over final comfortably. Gabriel Knight right behind him here. And into the wall we go. Oscar Barlow 55.68. Gabriel Knight second in 57.02. They will qualify for their final. Their finals. Jensen Owen will qualify for the 17s and 18s with a time of 58.15. So looking at the results then, we had one 16-year swimmer there, Harry Cook. And Harry, 59.07, qualifies for his final. In the 17s and 18s, Jensen Owen qualifies. Benedict McCarthy qualifies. Martin Molnar with 58.51 will miss out on the final. So Martin Yankov misses out as well. And then the 17s, 18s, Oscar Barlow qualifies there. Gabriel Knight will qualify. So plenty of final qualifiers there from heat number 12. We go to the other end of the pool now. We finish this session with 50-metre events, and this one is women's 50 metres butterfly. We have 7 swimmers competing in heat number 1. And we are just waiting for everybody to be ready. I think we'll actually have 6 swimmers swimming. It looks like Ellie Hull in lane 3 is not going to race. We've already seen her compete in 400 freestyle today. So it looks like Ellie Hull has withdrawn. So we'll have 6 swimmers in heat number 1, and this is women's 50 metres butterfly. In heat 1 then, it's Erin Hawkins for City of Birmingham, Isla Bennett for City of Cardiff, Ellie McLeod for Woking, Jessica Long for Bromley, Ellie Hull not swimming. Then lane 2 is Grace Robinson, Norwich Swan, and Viana Safi for City of Salford. In this heat, swimmers have personal best times of around 30.5 seconds. We're going to have swimmers under 30 here, though. Look at that. Isla Bennett, 29.15. Ellie McLeod, 29.27. Grace Robinson, 29.33. Viana Safi, 29.48. All of those under 30 seconds. Isla Bennett, Ellie McLeod, we'll have to wait and see if those times are good enough to get in the 15s final. It's possible. 29.15 and 29.27. On to heat 2. This is Ella Faulkner, Emma Hill, Lexi Sanderford, Charlotte Hunter, Summer Everson, Lydia Shipley, Darcy Smith, Jessica Rollings, Isla Clark, and Katie Aitchison. And it looks like Summer Everson is just ahead of everybody else in lane 5. Emma Hill going well in lane 8. Everson and Hill the lead 2. And it looks like Everson's going to get the touch here. Everson is a 17-18 swimmer. 28.86 seconds. Emma Hill finished 3rd, and she's in the 15 years age group. 29.40 for 3rd place, Emma Hill. We're looking at potential 15 years finalists here. Emma Hill will have to wait and see if 29.40 is good enough. I think it will just qualify. It means that Isla Bennett and Ellie McLeod from Heat 1 will go into the 15 years final. On to Heat 3. The swimmers here: Zara Kraviec, Lily Drugmans, Darcy Jackson, Esme Wykes, Eleanor Porter, Holly Coleman, Evelyn Berry, Freya Gordon, Rachel Ho, and Joanne Andrews. Well, we have 15 year swimmers in the middle of the pool here, fighting for a place in the final. Our leader is Eleanor Porter. She is a 15 year swimmer, but in lane 8, Lily Drugmans and Darcy Jackson in 7 are going well. It's going to be Lily Drugmans to get the touch in 8. 28.80 seconds for Lily, and that qualifies for the 15 years final. Eleanor Porter was 3rd in that heat, 29.16. So 29.16. Eleanor Porter gets in the 15 years final, and everybody else has to wait and see if their times are good enough. But Lily Drugmans, Eleanor Porter both qualifying for 15 years finals with those times. On to Heat 4. The starter standing the swimmers down. Once again, it's not a full start, it's a technical reset, so no punishment for the swimmers. Nobody with a full start there. We will have a second attempt at the start. In this heat, we have Reese Huckle, Isabel Brand, Jasmine Shea. We have Newport, Derbyshire. Amelia Wright, Amber Hinton, Ksenia Mann. Amelia Haynes-Leslie and Henrietta Chick and Maisie Jones. And coming through in lane 5, it's going to be Amelia Wright in 28.43. Ksenia Mann second, 28.75. We're starting to look for potential finalists for the 16-year age group. Nobody in this heat will qualify for certain yet, but Amelia Wright and Ksenia Mann doing well there. Arabella Newport Derbyshire finishing 4th, 28.91. Everybody from that heat has to wait and see, but Amelia Wright and Ksenia Mann both have a good chance of qualifying for the 16 years final with those times. This is heat 5. In heat 5, we have Evelyn Toy, Amelia Fenner, Gisela Silano, Amber Rigg, Lily Mundell, Elin Winstanley, Kalila Smith, Abby Baton, Edie Foster, and Connie Banerjee. And lane 4 and 5, Elin Winstanley and Lily Mundell are side by side here, just ahead of the rest into the last 5. It's going to be Elin Winstanley to take the heats. And Ellen's time, 28.29 seconds. That's a new PB. Lily Mundell, 28.50, season's best time. Abby Bainton, 28.61, personal best. We had 16-year-old swimmers in that heat. They finished second, third, tied third, in fact, Abby Baton and Gisela Solano. So Lily Mundell with 28.50 may well qualify for the 16s final. Not quite confirmed, but it should qualify. Abby Baton will have to wait and see. So too the other third tie there. On to heat 6. In this heat, we have Layla Weatherspoon for Heart of Midlothian, Alice Cumming, Lucia Lesty, Ornia Makichi, Daniela Bresner, Olivia Greenall, Favour Umo, Kiana Kurtzer, Seren Talentire, and Eleanor Deakin. And out in front, it's Ornia Makichi. Ornia, half a body length up on everybody else in lane 6. In lane 4, it looks like Olivia Greenall will get second, and then Seren Talentire third. Favour Umo was the leading 16-year swimmer there. Well, in fact, the only 16-year swimmer in that actual heat. So Favour's time, 28.53. We'll get into the final for 16-year-olds. Everyone else there has to wait and see on the 17s and 18s final. We go on to heat 7. The swimmers here are Eve Wood, Delilah Martin, Eloise Cole, Shola Robinson, Sophie Murray, Phoebe Cooper, Rachel Bowen, Ella Thornburg, Jessica Huggins, and Phoebe Wetherill. Phoebe Cooper's out in front in lane 4. And in lane 2, Ella Thornburg looks like she's in second right now. It's going to be Phoebe Cooper to get to the wall first, with Ella Thornburg second. 27.10 the winning time there for Phoebe Cooper. 27.1 is a season's best time. Ella Thornburg 27.64, that's a new PB. And Shola Robinson 28.17 finishes third. And looking down the swimmers there, Phoebe Wetherill 29.23 in the 16 years age group. And that is probably not going to qualify for the 16 years final. I think she just misses out with that time. On to heat 8. In Heat 8, we have Grace Yardley, Madeline Hind, Lydia Caudle, Annabelle Compton, Kira Morris, Sky Carter, Millie Harris, Charlotte Smith, Eva Crow, and Emma Hagberg. Millie Harris is leading from Sky Carter and Kira Morris. These three way out in front then. And who's going to get there? Looks like Sky Carter and Millie Harris will go for the touch together, and it's Sky by 2/100ths of a second, 27.47. We had three 16 years swimmers in that heat. They finished in 7th, 8th and 10th positions. And 28.64 for Eva Crow will possibly qualify. It's not guaranteed. It should be in. Eva Crow should qualify there. Lydia Caudle will have to wait and see. And Madeline Hind, I think, will just miss out. On to Heat 9, the final heat. The swimmers here are Gracie Owen, Jasmine Carter, Jessica Gable, Tallulah Paisley, Blythe Kinsman, Betsy Wizard, Eve Whitney, Ellie Freeze, Lily Stansfield and Carey Sullivan. So this is the final heat. And our leading three in the middle of the pool are Eve Whitney, Betsy Wizard and Blythe Kinsman. Staying with them in two is Ellie Freeze, but it's going to be won this heat by Betsy Wizard in 27.33. Betsy's the fastest qualifier for the 19 years and over final with that time. In the 17s and 18s, Eve Whitney there, 27.61, qualifies for her final. Lily Stansfield, lane 1, finishing 7th there as a 16, and Carey Sullivan also a 16. And their times there, 28.54, that qualifies, and 28.7. I think we're going to have a swim-off between Carey Sullivan and Lydia Caudle, possibly, for a place in the final. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait for confirmation. There is one more swim-off to come at the end of this session in men's 100 backstroke. So I'll tell you about that in a moment. We're on to men's 50 metres breaststroke now. 9 swimmers in Heat 1. The starter has asked the swimmers to stand down. So even though William Brown fell into the pool after that instruction, that is not a false start. At least I don't think it is. The referee is going to speak to him. You can probably see the referee walking over to lane 8. And he will... Yeah, just a cursory explanation. That's not a full start. You can swim. So William Brown did not commit a full start there. The starter had asked the swimmers to stand down before he fell into the pool. So we will restart Heat 1. And the swimmers in Heat 1 are William Brown, Alexander Song, Jack Calderbank, Harley Short, Oscar Earthroll, Heath Murphy, Percy Dean, Matches Sakula and Leo Conding. One leg to the pool of breaststroke. And it's lane 2, Percy Dean, who's leading the way. Percy Dean, then Heath Murphy and Oscar Earthroll. Harley Short looks like he's coming through fast in lane 5, but he's not going to catch our leader here. Percy Dean 31.19 for Percy. And he knocks more than a second off his previous PB. What a great swim from Percy Dean. He's in the 15 years age group. Everyone here has to wait and see if their times are good enough for finals. There are still many swimmers to come in the 15-year age group. And I should tell you as well, Lydia Caudle and Kerry Sullivan both qualified for the 50 fly final. There will not be a swim-off for those swimmers. On we go to heat 2 here, men's 50 breaststroke. A little wobble on the blocks from a couple of swimmers, but I don't think there was a full start. We have James Nightingale, Harry Douglas, William O'Brien, Arthur Green-Walker, Elliot Mayeur, George Pearce, Charlie Ruddell, Charlie Calf, Jack Stewart-Lavender and Jakub Garzinski. And leading the way is Elliot Mayeur. He's a 16 years swimmer in the blue cap. Going with him is Charlie Ruddell for Team Ipswich, and it's Mayeur, then Ruddell, and then Charlie Calf in that order. 30.78 the time for the heat winner, Elliot Mayeur. Again, it's still too early, really, to guarantee anyone a place in the final with these swims. For the 15 years swimmers there, Jakub Garzinski, 31.76. Puts him third at the moment in the 15 years category. I don't think he will qualify for the final with that time. On to heat 3. We should get some 15-year-old final qualifiers from this heat. It's Miller Cunningham, Caden Hitchens, Mason Amiri, Hero Dwan, Nico Hero, Josh Reed, Oscar Farthing, Harry Mack, Noah Willer and Zhang Yang. And it's Caden Hitchens in lane 8, 2 lanes from the top of the picture, leading with Oscar Farthing in second. Hero Dwan coming through very strongly. It's going to be Caden Hitchens to get the touch, and the time 30.74. Actually, Oscar Farthing got the touch, 30.71. So Oscar Farthing in 30.71. That's a first ever swim under 31 seconds for Oscar. Noah Willer, 31.22. Will qualify for the 15 years final. Hero Dwan, 31.43, should qualify as well. Mason Amiri, Nico Hero have to wait and see. We're on to heat 4. The swimmers in heat 4 are Harry West, Hongri Fu, Kaplan Eela, Jaden Leo, Anthony Ward, Dylan Mitchell, Benjamin Greenslade, Ethan McMillan Cole, Aryan Nath and Alex Cantley. It's Jaden Leo leading in lane 6. And Anthony Ward keeping up with him. It's going to be Jaden Leo to get to the wall first here. And the time is 30.00. That's a new PB by 3/4 of a second. Anthony Ward also with a PB, 30.47. And third there, Hongri Fu, also with a PB of 30.74. Kaplan Eela, a 15-year swimmer there, finishing in 5th place. And his time, 30.87, qualifies for the 15 years final. Ethan McMillan Cole also qualifies for the 15 years final. On to heat 5. We have Eden Saint, Austin Manley, Ryan Flood, Lucas Lovell, Malachi Woods, Owen Perry, Alexander Black, Alas Alderbach, Adam Maref and Harry Robinson in this heat. And it's Lucas Lovell out in front, but now Owen Perry taking the lead. Owen Perry in the red cap in lane 4. Fighting it out here with Lucas Lovell. They're both in the 17s, 18s age group. But it's going to be Lovell who's coming through at the end, and also finishing strongly Malachi Woods. Lovell first, Perry second. Third was Austin Manley, just ahead then of Woods. And we're looking at the 16 years swimmers now for potential qualification for finals. Austin Manley, 30.17 seconds. That will get him into the final. And the others will have to wait and see as we go to heat 6. The swimmers here are Aman Thethi, Henry Guppy, Brogan Smith, Jaden Carter, Rhys Burns, Ryan Awan, Ian Verrier, Quinn Austin Kelly, who's a para swimmer, SB14, Stepan Nastiuks and Lucas Sanders. Leading the way is Aman Thethi in lane 9. Brogan Smith pushing him hard. And also in lane 2, Quinn Austin Kelly. And now Quinn Austin Kelly coming through with Verrier and Awan. And it's Verrier who wins. Second Kelly, Awan third. We had two 15-year-old swimmers in that heat, Brogan Smith and Jaden Carter. Brogan Smith and Jaden Carter then 30.08 and 30.54. They're both into their final with those times. And with 8.57 points, Quinn Austin Kelly, good swim that. On to heat 7. We have Lucas Thomas, Lewis Dickinson, Wilfred Lee, James Campbell, Leighton Lavelle, Harry Welch, Frederick Dutoft, Joseph Bale, Callum MacArthur and Billy Few. Lewis Dickinson is leading here. He's a 17s, 18 swimmer, 2 lanes from the top of the picture. Joseph Bale, 3 lanes from the bottom, is a 15 swimmer. And Leighton Lavelle in 5 is a 16 swimmer. And it's going to be Dickinson followed by Wilfred Lee, I think. Third was Joseph Bale, the 15 years swimmer. Joseph qualifies for the 15 years final with that time. So Joseph Bale finishing second into the 15 years final. And 16 years swimmer there was Leighton Lavelle, 30.93. That is a wait and see time, but I don't think it will qualify for the final. On to heat 8. We are circle seeding now, so we've got some of the absolute best breaststrokers swimming here. Harry Meakin, Piaris Donnelly, Joshua Sakri, Pravin Mahendra Kumar, Rowan Smith, Samuel Neild, Jack James, Jeremiah Carnegie, Lucas Carter and Tyler Stone. And it's Rowan Smith with Samuel Neild leading first and second, with Jack James and Pravin Mahendra Kumar either side of them. First to the wall is Rowan Smith, just ahead of Jack James, then Samuel Neild and Pravin Mahendra Kumar. We had two 16-year swimmers in that heat who finished 9th and 10th. And their times, Harry Meakin 30.13 into the final for 16-year swimmers. Tyler Stone 30.15. They both qualify. Everybody else has to wait and see, but I can tell you that Rowan Smith's time there of 28.57 almost certainly does qualify. So too does Jack James, almost certainly. Joshua Sakri has to wait and see 29.47. That should qualify for 17s and 18s. 2 heats left. This is heat 9. And the swimmers here are Matthew Moore, James McGettigan, Johnny Martin, Jacob Hamblin, Rafe Dobson, Dominic Poling, Jacob Arman, William Irvin, Benjamin Roberts and Joseph Storr. Dominic Poling in 4, just ahead, but being pushed all the way by Jacob Arman, Jacob Hamblin and Johnny Martin. It's going to be Dominic Poling to win this heat, and the time 28.58 ahead of Jacob Arman and Rafe Dobson. So Dominic Poling, 28.58 seconds. He qualifies for the 19s and over. So does Jacob Arman, Rafe Dobson, Jacob Hamlin. They're all qualified. Well, Jacob Hamlin will have to wait and see, but he should qualify. William Irvine there, 29.13, gets in the 17s, 18s final for short. Johnny Martin will qualify as well. We have 1 heat left. It's heat 10. In Heat 10, we have Nicholas Land, Hao Ming Du, Edward Robinson, Alexander Sanchez, Christian Ryan, Adam Bradley, William Tonks, Lachlan Small, Craig Shaw and Hayden Sanders. Leading the way in lane 6, Alexander Sanchez. There is no lane 4, by the way, but now Christian Ryan coming through in 5. It's Christian Ryan ahead of Alexander Sanchez. Both 19s and over swimmers here. It's going to be Christian Ryan to touch the wall first in 28.05 seconds. 28.05 for the heat winner there, Christian Ryan. So Christian qualifies for the 19s and overs final. Alexander Sanchez will qualify 28.73. We had a 16-year swimmer there, Hao Ming Du, 29.79. And that qualifies for the 16s final. Hayden Sanders, 30.32 into the 15 years final. And the only doubt is whether Alexander Sanchez qualified with 28.73. And he does qualify for the 19s and overs. So that completes the heats from this session. There is still one more swim to come because there is a swim off in men's 100 metres backstroke, which comes up in just a moment. And this swim off is to separate the first and second reserves for the 16 years final in men's 100 metres backstroke. This is Jacob Bacon against Peter Artemenkov. They had exactly the same time in the heats, 59.76. The winner of this swim-off will be the first reserve for the 16 years final. So these two swimmers both swam 59.76 seconds in the heats. Peter Artemenkov is in lane 5, furthest from us for Crawley, and closest to us Jacob Bacon for City of Peterborough. Most likely neither of these swimmers will swim the final, so for these two this is a final in many ways, a second chance to swim, and it's going to be Peter Artemenkov to turn first. 28.87, only a quarter of a second between them. Big turns from both. Brilliant turn actually from Jacob Bacon, making up a quarter of a second underwater. So now side by side, just as they would have been in the heats. As we come now into the last 15 metres, and when you look at this, there's every chance of another tie. into the last 5. It looks like Jacob Bacon is just going to shade it. He accelerates away, and 59.50 is faster than in the heats. 59.69 also faster than in the heats for Peter Artemenkov. So that is the main thing for those two swimmers. They almost certainly won't be involved in the final, but Jacob Bacon will be the first reserve, Peter Artemenkov the second reserve, and they both look back on second swims in this session where they improved on their first swims. So well done to both. That is the end of the session. We will be back for relays next in our next session, and that comes up at 1 p.m. So our next stream from the Aquatics GB Next Gen Championship starts in 45 minutes when we will have the heats for our first set of relays. We do hope you can join us then. Thank you for supporting your athletes, and thank you for watching.